Good morning, Atlanta! Rise and shine for the latest edition of the I-85 Rivalry, as it's the 6-0 Atlanta Gladiators hosting the 3-4 Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Good morning, everyone. I'm Guy Chiarenza alongside Andrew Fleming, and today we have one of our two Education Day games this season. That is the reason for the early start time. And with that, we have a lot of kids in attendance. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun to be had. They've got thunder sticks. They've got a positive attitude. And we might have a couple of 6-7 references along the way. Should be a lot of fun, as we've got the Atlanta Gladiators who look to extend their winning streak to 7 straight games to start the year, taking on a Greenville team that you really can never take for granted. You always have to be wary of the Swamp Rabbits, as it seems like no matter what the record is on either side, both teams always show up to play against each other, and that is what we have on the docket here today. The first of 14 meetings between Greenville and Atlanta this season. Andrew, Atlanta coming off of a very gritty battle on Sunday against South Carolina, 2-1 victory. No score through 40 minutes of play, but you get to the third period, and the Gladiators break loose.
Yeah, we started hot there with the shorthanded goal by Denemy there to open up the third period. And the Gladiators, I thought they controlled most of that game. We had a bit of a goalie battle between Gibson and Semptemfelter. Gladiators obviously came out on the better portion of that, but I thought Sunday was a really good game for the Gladiators. They showed that they can play some different styles of hockey. Saturday night we played against Savannah. Savannah likes to play a little more north-south. And South Carolina, they play a little slower. They get in on the forecheck a lot more. They try to clog up the neutral zone a bit more. And the Gladiators, they won both games. They were able to play both games differently, but still come out with 2 Ws.
The Gladiators were held scoreless for the first 2 periods of play. It was a neck-and-neck battle entering the third. Then the Gladiators go to the penalty kill, and Carson Denemy buries a shorthanded goal for the Gladiators. So for those of you keeping track at home, that was 3 shorthanded goals in 2 games for the Gladiators, which was a pleasant surprise, as the Gladiators scored 2 shorthanded goals in 6 seconds on Saturday against the Ghost Pirates in a 4-2 victory, and then Denemy's goal on Sunday gave the Gladiators a 1-0 lead. And then 6.5 minutes into the third period, Joey Cipollone buried another for his second of the season, and the Gladiators have been rolling ever since. Stingrays could not fight back, and it was Atlanta getting the victory. TJ Semptemfelter was in net on Sunday, stopped 20 of 21 against South Carolina. We'll see Ethan Hyder here again today, Andrew. Seems like for the Gladiators, it doesn't matter who's in net, they've both done a really good job.
Yeah, both goalies are seeing the puck really well, and that's also in part to the Gladiators' defensemen. I thought the Gladiators' D-men have had a really good start to the season. They're doing a good job of boxing out, keeping all the shots to the outside. The goalies aren't facing a lot of high-danger opportunities, and I think we see it in the Gladiators' record. Both goalies 3-0, 6-0 as a team. But I think both goalies, Hyder and Semptemfelter, have had a really good start to the year, and I'd like to see it continue here today for Hyder.
The Gladiators have been getting a lot of help from their goaltending. Hyder and Semptemfelter, 2 of the best in the league. In fact, TJ Semptemfelter, one of the league leaders in pretty much every single statistical category for a goaltender to start the season. But you mentioned there before, the defense playing in front of them has certainly played a large part into why the Gladiators are right now the best defensive team in the ECHL, averaging 1.5 goals against average per game. They're one of the better teams when it comes to shots against average as well. So think about the way the Gladiators are playing in front of their goaltenders. It's been a really good job, well done for Matt Ginn and his crew to start the season. But you also think about the special teams battle. And today I'm interested to see, Andrew, 2 of the best penalty kill units in the league going head-to-head here.
Yeah, we got 2 hot penalty kills. Gladiators have killed off 12 straight penalties, but 2 slumping power plays. Gladiators 0 for 12 in their last 12 power play opportunities. But also Greenville, they're at 24th in the league on the power play.
12%.
But they're second in penalty kill at 94%, I believe. So it'll be interesting. We've seen some defensive battles lately. Sunday against South Carolina, more of a defensive battle. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little more of that today, especially on the special teams with 2 teams that are really hot on the penalty kill and kind of cold on their power plays.
It seems like the sentiment is that with the 10:30 a.m. start time, whoever shows up and is ready to play, gets up early, maybe get that morning cup of coffee in, and is ready to go out and take control of this game early, is the team that would take command and win this game. But it seems like there's a bit of a caveat to that, because the Gladiators have scored first in each of their last 5 games. They're 5-0, obviously, with the perfect record when that happens. But think about Greenville scoring first in 5 of their last 7 games. The Swamp Rabbits, when scoring first this season, are 2-3. So maybe that first goal here today isn't as important as we may think.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point there, Guy. You know, obviously, with Greenville being 2-3 when they score the first goal, it may not be as important if Greenville scores the first goal. But, you know, the Gladiators 5-0, obviously undefeated when 5-0 when scoring the first goal. If they get that first goal, they might be running away with this one.
The only game that the Gladiators did not score first in was the season opener on October 18th against the Utah Grizzlies, a 3-2 overtime victory right here in this building. Let's get to today's keys to the game, presented by Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda. These are head coach Matt Ginn's keys to the contest. Number one is to limit their speed. It's the first time we're seeing Greenville this season, and so we're going to get to learn a lot about what these Swamp Rabbits are all about, especially since we'll see them 14 times this season. And it's just about every single month the Gladiators will see the Swamp Rabbits at least once. The only month that they will not see them, I believe, was October, and they won't see them in April either. And other than that, it's been pretty much, or it's March. They won't see them in March. They will see them in April. So pretty much every single month these two teams are going to get together and get the classic edition of the I-85 Rivalry. We're going to learn how fast Greenville can play here today. And it feels like this is a Swamp Rabbits team coming off a 4-0 victory over South Carolina on Saturday. This is a team that has been playing very well as of late. They've won their last two. Let's see what these Swamp Rabbits are all made about here today. Second key from Matt Ginn is to move our feet. The Gladiators want to keep the game moving. I think in that South Carolina game, things kind of slogged down a bit. The Stingrays tried to take control in that game, kind of set up a neutral zone trap, really tried to slog the Gladiators down and play to their style of game. Atlanta in that game in the third period did a good job of moving their feet and controlling the terms of play. Look for that more here today against a Greenville team coming in for their second road contest of the season. And the third key is to win the gritty areas. And Andrew, I thought that was something that the Gladiators did really well on Sunday, was winning those board battles against the Stingrays. The Gladiators may not be the biggest team in the ECHL this year, but they can certainly go toe-to-toe with anybody. This is a team that certainly knows how to throw its weight around. So we'll see what the Gladiators can do here today in the first edition of the I-85 Rivalry for the 2025-26 season. Coming up next on the docket, we'll get to the starting lineups here for today's game, and we will also get to the national anthem and pregame festivities here on Education Day. From Gas South Arena, it's the Gladiators taking on the Swamp Rabbits for the first time this year. We're back in 1 minute for the second half of the pregame report.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We're getting set for a classic edition of one of the ECHL's best rivalries. It's the Gladiators hosting the Swamp Rabbits here on a Wednesday afternoon on Education Day as all the kids are filing in. Looking pretty good so far. And the teachers certainly have their work cut out for them. Shout out to all the teachers here in the Atlanta area. You all do a great job. And so here today, Greenville comes to town. Let's get to their starters here on a Wednesday morning. We'll start at left wing with number 86, Kenta Isogai from Nagano, Japan, standing at 5'11", 180 pounds. Isogai this season has 1 goal in 7 games. He is on an AHL contract with the Ontario Reign, as the Swamp Rapids affiliation is with the Los Angeles Kings and Ontario Reign. And so Isogai on an Ontario contract will start at left wing here today for the Swamp Rabbits. Right down the middle, it's number 72, Patrick Polino, veteran in this league, standing at 5'9", 180 pounds. The native of Buffalo, New York, is best known for his time in a Cincinnati Cyclones uniform. Polino is one of the Swamp Rabbits leaders in goals this season with 3 goals in 7 games. Starting at right wing for Greenville is number 9, Tate Singleton, and that's the name to watch for here today. 5'9", 185, not the biggest guy in the world, but he is tied for the team lead in points with 7, as Singleton Coming into the day, has 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 points in 7 games. Averaging a point per game, has 1 goal and 3 assists in his last 2. He's coming off of a multi-point performance on Saturday against South Carolina in the 4-0 victory, in which he scored 1 goal and 1 assist in that win for Greenville. Starting on defense for the Swamp Rabbits is a name well known around these parts. Number 59, Josh Atkinson, standing at 6 foot even, 196 pounds. The native of St. Albert, Alberta, got his professional start here with the Gladiators, and he has since been named the captain of the Swamp Rabbits this year. And it's the first time being named captain for Atkinson, and it was a good moment. And when asked by Mark Bonetti, Swamp Rabbits broadcaster, what was it like to be a captain? Who are kind of some guys, some role models that you draw upon? First name that came to mind for Atkinson, Gladiators legend Derek Nesbitt, who was his captain when he first broke into the league. Atkinson has 1 goal and 1 assist for 2 points in 7 games with the Swamp Rabbits this season. His starting D partner is number 5, Jake Murray, standing at 6'3", 216 pounds, the native of Oakville, Ontario. Has 4 assists in 7 games this season, still looking for his first goal on the season. And getting the start in net for the Swamp Rabbits. On Saturday, it was Matthias Scholl pitching a 26-shave shutout and a 4-0 victory over South Carolina. Today, we will see Isaiah Seville, standing at 6'1", 196 pounds, a native of Anchorage, Alaska, is off to a very good start this season, as he's a former 5th-round draft pick of the Vegas Golden Knights. Seville on a contract with the Ontario Reign, stopped 32-34 in a 3-2 win over Orlando on Halloween night. Seville this season has a record of 1-1, a 2.01 goals against average, and a .931 save percentage. And so that is the starting lineup for the Swamp Rabbits, who were led by head coach and general manager Chad Costello and associate coach Jason Payne. Scratches for Greenville are number 12, Ben Poisson, number 26, Dante Sheriff, number 39, Peter Charlson, and number 44, Jacob Modry. Now the starting lineup for your Atlanta Gladiators. Getting the start at left wing, it's number 16, Gladiators captain Cody Sylvester, standing at 5'11", 192 pounds. The native of Kelowna, BC, still looking for his first goal of the season, but he has been noticeable, he has been making plays, and he's looked really good on that line with McNamee and Cipollo to start, as Sylvester, with 2 assists in 6 games, will start on that line with McNamee and Cipollo, as McNamee is your starting center here today. Wearing number 27, standing at 6 foot even, 200 pounds, native of Perth, Ontario, picked up an assist in the game on Sunday against South Carolina. He is now up to 3 assists in 6 games on the year. And the red hot hand, number 71, Joey Cipollo, gets the start at right wing, standing at 5'11", 185 pounds. Cipollo has looked very, very good as of late. 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points in his last 2 games. Cipollo on Saturday gets the bump up to the first line, immediately makes an impact, scores 6.5 minutes into the game, and does not look back after that. He's looked really, really good on that top line. They get the start here today for Atlanta. On defense, a couple of shuffling around and a bit of a change here for Matt Ginn's crew, as coming out of the lineup is number 3, Jack Robolani, and coming back in is Anthony Furiolo. And Furiolo does get the start at left defense, wearing number 12, standing at 5'11", 165 pounds, native of Montville, New Jersey, off to a good offensive start to the season with 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points in 5 games. His starting D partner here today is number 39, Chad Nychuk, who has been very, very good to start the season here so far. 6'1", 194, native of Rossburn, Manitoba. Nychuk, 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points in 6 games, a point per game average for Nychuk. He's a +9 on the campaign. He has been incredible, and he is under contract with the Milwaukee Admirals. Was assigned to the Gladiators right before the start of the regular season. And your goaltender here today, number 31, Ethan Hyder, standing at 6'4", 190 pounds, native of Maple Grove, Minnesota, has been right up there with the league's best to start the campaign, and is one of the reasons why the Gladiators are 6-0. Hyder with a record of 3-0, a 2.33 goals against average, and a .922 save percentage. Gets the nod here today for Matt Ginn's crew. Stopped 32 of 34 in a 4-2 victory over Savannah on Saturday. Hyder is a former 5th-round draft pick of the Nashville Predators and is under contract with the AHL's Milwaukee Admirals. And so we did mention that there was a bit of a change in the back end for the Gladiators. Robolani comes out, Furiolo comes in. We'll see Ryan Conroy paired up with number 21, Jack Mateer on the back end. And we'll see number 6, Andrew Jarvis with number 2, Brendan Less. Looks like the coaching staff experimenting around with a couple of different combos on the back end. We'll see if that changes throughout the course of the morning and into the early afternoon. In the meantime, for the forward group for the Gladiators, not any changes when it comes to the second, third, and fourth line, as Lind, Boudon, and Francis will stay together. Denemy, Young, and Walter remain together, and Burns, Scardita, and Nolan will remain on the fourth line here today. For Atlanta, the Gladiators are led by head coach and director of hockey operations, Matt Ginn. Assistant coach is Zach Vanel. And the scratches here today for Atlanta are number 55, Peter Morgan, number 22, Riley Appelt, number 11, Zach Yoder, number 3, Jack Robilotti, number 20, Connor Galloway, and number 74, Dylan Corabia. Three-man officiating crew here today, as we are led by referee Grant Hendrich, wearing number 5. Linesmen are Quinn Schieffer, wearing number 49, and of course, Kyle Gaspari, wearing number 6-7. We're going to have a lot of fun here today on a Wednesday morning. It's Greenville and Atlanta. The I-85 rivalry never disappoints. Gladiators wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and gladiator gold trim. Let's get from right to left to begin play here today. The Swamp Rabbits wearing a blue jersey with orange numbers and white trim will skate from left to right. And that sets the stage nicely for the first edition of Gladiators and Swamp Rabbits this season. And we will see these two teams get together 14 times this year. So you think about making the playoffs down the line. You think about this head-to-head. If you can win the majority of the games here against Greenville this season, you're a playoff team, Atlanta. So we'll see how the Gladiators fare here today as they look to remain perfect on the season and head into their road trip on Friday and Saturday in Jacksonville and Savannah with a 7-0 record. Coming up next year on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, it'll be the national anthem from Education Day Game here at Gas South Arena. And then we'll have first period puck drop for you on the other side. Thank you for tuning into the pregame report here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Please remove caps and stand with hands over hearts as we honor America and all the great men and women who have served our country with the singing of the national anthem, performed by Mike Deary.
Good morning and welcome to Gas South Arena to our viewers on Peachtree Sports Network. It is the first edition of the I-85 rivalry this season between the Atlanta Gladiators, who are sitting at 6-0, taking on the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, coming into this matchup at 3-4, but they have won their last two. I'm Guy Chiarenza alongside Andrew Fleming. Should be a great matchup here today between two South Division rivals, both vying and trying to make the postseason here after both missed last season. Gladiators again wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and gladiator gold trim. They'll skate from right to left here today. Greenville wearing blue jerseys with orange numbers and white trim will skate from left to right to begin action on Wednesday morning on Education Day here from Gas South Arena. That is the reason for the early start time. All the kids in attendance, and there are a lot of them. They're loud, they've got thunder sticks, and they're looking to bring the boom here today for the Gladiators, who look to pick up their 7th win in a row. Starting netminders, number 31, Ethan Hyder gets the start for Atlanta. A 3-0 record, a 2.33 goals against average, and a 922 save percentage. Rank among the league's best to start the season. Shot 32 of 34 and a 4-2 win against Savannah on Saturday. For the Swamp Rabbits, it's number 31, Isaiah Seville, with a 1-1 record, a 2.01 goals against average, and a 931 save percentage. He is coming off a win as well, stopping 32 of 34 against Orlando in a 3-2 win on Halloween night. Mike McNamee will meet Patrick Polino at center circle for the opening faceoff of today's game. 3-man officiating crew led by referee Grant Hendrich wearing number 5. Linesmen are Quinn Schaefer wearing number 49 and Kyle Gaspari wearing number 6-7. Puck is dropped and away we go on a Wednesday morning from Duluth, Georgia. Thank you for joining us here today. Early morning game between these two South Division rivals. All the kids in attendance getting treated to one of the league's best rivalries here on a Wednesday morning. Greenville slips their way into the Gladiators zone. It's Patrick Polino, the former Cincinnati Cyclone, burning his way deep. Gladiators get a touch on the puck as Greenville turns it over, and out to center is Glad's captain Cody Sylvester. He pommels it down below the goal line. Tries to catch up to it on the other end on the near side, but overskates it, and Greenville goes up ice. It's Polino from the right side, throwing it across. Feed to the middle. Atkinson, newly named captain, spins, holds, tries to shoot, and it tumbles in on Hyder, and he's got it. And he freezes for our first stoppage of the game, 46 seconds in. Bit of an odd-looking play there, Andrew. What did you see there from the Swamp Rabbits?
Yeah, it's a difficult save there for Hyder. Gladiators gave up inside ice to the Swamp Rabbits. Atkinson got a good backhander off. Looked like it might have been tipped. Little change-up coming in on Hyder there, but he was ready and alert to make that first difficult save.
Both teams get a line change in. Now we'll see the second line for the first time today for the Gladiators, consisting of Louis Boudon, Kalen Lind, and Ryan Francis. And it feels like Kalen Lind, who had 4 assists in the game against Orlando not too long ago, seems like he's due for a breakout. As Ryan Francis takes it in the neutral zone and pops it down to the left of Seville. And there is Lind racing after it, beats out the Swamp Rabbits to the puck. Conroy takes it in at the line, fires towards Seville, ends up hitting a body in front, and blocking that for Greenville was Parker Berg. Puck stays in the zone. It's swatted down to the near corner. Getting there is Francis for Atlanta. It's pinned up against the wall by Hudson Shandor. Able to squeak free. Boudon from low to high connects with Mateer. Right point shot, left of Seville. Rebound caroms to the near side, and Greenville will whack it out to center. A little over a minute and a half gone by here in the first period, and those kids are antsy for a goal. Gladiators have scored first in each of their last 5. They are 5-0 on the season when they do so. Greenville has scored first in 5 of their last 7, but not as good when scoring the first goal. They're 2-3 in such cases. As the Swamp Rabbits come in on the right side and are immediately stood up by alternate captain Andrew Jarvis. Out of the pile is O'Reilly for Greenville. Puts it on goal, sticked away by Hyder. Puck goes behind the Gladiators netminder, picked up by Brendan Less. It's bodied off the puck. Alex Young there to help out, keep possession for Atlanta. It seems like these kids like anything that moves. Hits and crunches here in the near corner, and the fans are liking that. At the line, Greenville can't hold it in, fumbled by Tristan DeYoung. And so Greenville forced to stash it back in and get off for a line change. Dolan has it through the neutral zone for the Gladiators. Wires it around to the near side. Burns there for Atlanta, gets a tap on it. Puck leaks over to the opposite end. Gladiators try and get it back, stripping it away from Atkinson. At the right point, Nychuk throws it across for Furiolo. Tries to skate into it. Greenville puts on pressure. Puck loose. Burns pitches it to the middle. Right side shot from Nolan. Stopped by Seville. Rebound held in by Nychuk. From the right circle, Nychuk shoots. Another stop by Seville. Nychuk tried to get his own rebound. 2 Swamp Rabbits were there. Scardina tries to hold the zone, but Swamp Rabbits were too much. They're able to muster it out to the neutral zone. And both teams get a line change in as Atlanta fires it down.
Nice move by Nychuk there, going inside out to get a good shot on goal there. Good opportunity for Nychuk early here.
Chad Nychuk has been sensational to start the season for the Gladiators. 2 goals and 4 assists in the prior 6 games. He's been incredible. Greenville offside on this latest sequence. Clock stops with 16:32 left in the opening frame.
Yeah, Guy, you mentioned Kalen Lind a little earlier. I thought that the Gladiators' second line, they had a great first shift. Lind using his speed to get in on the forecheck, creating the turnover, and the Gladiators got some good ozone possession out of that. I'd like to see that line continue that today.
Kalen Lind, draft pick of the Nashville Predators, has been very, very good to start the season for the Glads. Was assigned to Atlanta from Milwaukee at the start of the year. Again, scored 4 assists. A 5-3 win over Orlando. Does have 4 assists in 5 games coming into today, but it feels like he's poised for a breakout. He just looked very good in the last 2 games against Savannah and South Carolina. And I would bet to say that he's due for his first professional goal. Berg from the line, rips it into the left corner. Shot comes in on Hyder, makes the save. It goes behind the goal. Mateer's got it. Able to sauce it over to Conroy. Newly formed deep pairing for Matt Ginn and Zach Fennell, the coaching staff of the Gladiators. And they work their way into the offensive zone. Cipollone draws it to McNamee from the far corner. Look to center. Greenville gets in front of that. And they are able to tippy-tap it out to the neutral zone, where hammering it right back in is Mateer, who is also a former draft pick of the Predators. He's also assigned to Atlanta by Milwaukee. He heads off. Greenville comes storming through the neutral zone. Here's Mastro Donato for the Swamp Rabbits. Quick shot turned away. Rebound comes back out to center. I believe that was Tate Singleton. My apologies. As the Greenville numbers have this weird trim around them, so the 9 easily mistakable for an 8. Mastro Donato is 8 and Singleton is 9. So Singleton goes off, and on comes Mastro Donato. And that second line for Greenville with Savoy, Shandor, and the Maestro, Mastro Donato. And he puts on the forecheck here on Jarvis. Greenville getting the work in the offensive zone. Mastro Donato working against Jarvis again, peels it away from the Atlanta defenseman. Puck goes to the end wall. Board battle here. One of Mackin's keys to the game early, presented by Beaver Toyota Mazda, was to win those gritty battles along the boards. Greenville wins one here. Mastro Donato, right side shot, blocker save from Hyder. Greenville reverses back to the near side. Mastro Donato again from the right circle, holds and shoots, and Hyder's got another save. This time no rebound, he freezes. 5:01 into the first.
Yeah, Guy, I mentioned earlier how I liked the second line's first shift of the game. That one was a little tougher. Francis having trouble handling a puck coming out of the zone, and the Gladiators get pinned in their own zone there. And Greenville got a couple of decent opportunities out of there. I'd like to see them get out of their zone a little bit cleaner here.
2 good shots from Keaton Mastro Donato, former Utah Grizzly last year. 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 games for the man they call the Maestro. Not too bad to start the campaign. Watch out for number 8 here today in blue. In comes Isaac Walter on the left side. Tries to stash it towards the middle. Wanted Alex Young, but he was tied up in front by Jordan Power. And so now the puck will go back down to the end wall. Nychuk getting a touch on it. Puck bumbles around, and now picking it up for Greenville is Mastro Donato. Sidesteps Walter, but can't get around Young. Oh, yes, he can. He looks to center, and breaking that up is Furiolo. Looked like Young had him on the back check, but Mastro Donato able to slip free at the last moment. Gladiators come bursting back into the offensive zone, and they're rubbed off the puck. With it at center is Scardina. Did celebrate a birthday last weekend, so happy birthday to Ethan Scardina. And here come Greenville again. Shot from Murray, steered away by Hyder. On the near side, O'Reilly working for Greenville. Throws it below the goal line. Couple of quick exchanges. O'Reilly's got it back in the near corner. Moves to his forehand. Defended well by Conroy. Gardena back to help out. Now Mickey Burns trying to get control. Just pumps it over to the far side, and now Nychuk will dish it out to center. Shot count reached 5-2 in favor of Greenville. Swamp Rabbits have the puck. It's developing 3-on-1. Gladiators get back in time as Mateer makes a nice play to push the narrative to the end wall. Sardina with it in the far corner, chops it around to Conroy on the near side. Former Adirondack Thunder locates Nolan in the neutral zone. He gets rubbed up on the near side boards. Gladiators will pitch it down to Seville and get off for another line change. Here's Austin Saint for the Swamp Rabbits. Knocks it down below the goal line. Getting there is Jarvis and company. Cipolone wheels it out to the neutral zone and finds Sylvester. Tried to quickly rip it to McNamee. Pass a touch too hard. He catches up to it below the goal line and centers. It was off a couple of Swamp Rabbits. And now handling it is Tim Lavelle for Greenville. Swamp Rabbits go on the attack. On the left side, it's Peterson. Puts it in front. Hyder's got it. Whistle blows with 12:35 left in the first. No score here from Gas South Arena. Gladiators and Swamp Rabbits meeting for the first time here today. We're back in 1 minute on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to Gas South Arena, where during the first TV timeout, we got our first 6-7 reference. Robbie Sells was named the season ticket holder of the game, and when asked how long he was a ticket holder, he said, maybe 6 or 7 years. And the kids howled in approval. Having some fun here on Education Day as Cody Sylvester grinds his way through the neutral zone and not much more. 2 assists in 6 games to start the year for Sylvester, so looking for his first goal. Right side pass from Isogai doesn't make its way to the middle. Puck comes to the line. Burge has to pelt it towards the goal. Gladiators get a touch on it. Now McNamee flings it to the neutral zone. Wanted Sylvester, but just a tad behind, and so it ends up going down as an icing against Atlanta. Exactly 8 minutes into the game. So Andrew, Greenville outshooting Atlanta 6-4 at this point, no score. What have you liked about the Gladiators' start to the game here today, and what do they need to do to generate a little bit more offense down there near Isaiah Seville?
Yeah, I think they got to get a little more traffic to the net front here. I thought that this first line and the second line had good shifts to start. I'd like to see them get back to that, getting more pucks on net, getting more traffic to the net here.
First line still out there for Atlanta, faced off to the left of Hyder. It is won by the Gladiators. Here is Cipolone, big performance, 1 goal and 1 assist on Sunday, earned himself first star honors. He dumps it down and goes off for a line change, and now here comes Greenville. Isogai on the right side, backhand try, well wide of Hyder. The rebound, delivered back to Isogai on the far side. Stops at the point, puts it towards the goal. Hyder saw it all the way through, despite some traffic, and absorbed it for another stop. 11:33 to go in the first.
Yeah, nice save by Hyder there, looking through his screen. He's been good here to start. He's already faced 7 shots on goal in these first 8.5 minutes of the game. Hyder's been really good to start here, Guy.
Good job there for Anthony Furiolo to kind of win that net front battle in front of Hyder to just make it so that he could locate that puck at the last second. Face off to Hyder's right. It's another victory for Atlanta. And here is Furiolo. Turns it over at the right circle. Savoy has it. Pass to the middle. Blocker save by Hyder on Shandor. Shandor back to Savoy. Right circle. Feed to the middle. A one-timer is shanked. Back check by Boudon, and Francis took care of the Greenville forward. And it's another icing on Atlanta here. Back down we go near Hyder. A little bit of a couple of breakdowns there for the Gladiators in their own end. Ethan Hyder coming up clutch.
Yeah, tough turnover there by Furiolo, trying to go up the wing there. Got picked off by Savoy. They get a good look on the inside there. You'd like to see the Gladiators get out of their zone a little cleaner here. I know I've said it a little bit earlier, but still they're having some trouble getting out of their own zone here early.
Face off to the right of Hyder. This time Greenville's got it. Right point shot blocked by Lind. Puck goes below the goal line. Here's Mastro Donato. Defended by Nychuk. Gives him a bit of a shove. Puck leaks over to Savoy. Tries to work it across the line, but Francis was all over that one. Greenville forced back out to center. They come flying back in. Mastro Donato knocked off the puck by Conroy. Furiolo has it for Atlanta. The Army product gains the red line and bangs it in. Seville slows it down. Walter gets to it first for Atlanta, working with Denemy. From Regina, Pat gets it to the line for Conroy. Drifting towards his right, Conroy shoots into traffic. It's blocked, and the rebound goes to the far wall and is skied to the blue line and held in by Young. Feed to the middle, Walter shoots, left pad save for Seville. Now a long try by Matier, grabbed by the glove of Seville, and that was certainly his best stop of the day so far.
What a keep in the zone there by Alex Young, using his hops to get up, get that one down, hit Walter for a breakaway, try to go low blocker. Just
Incredible
beat there
play
by Seville.
Alex Young just, as you said, got the hops. Wonder what his vertical is. Leaps up there, gloves that puck at the blue line, keeps it in, and sets up Walter for a one-on-one try with Seville. Walter trying to go low far corner, and Seville flares out the left pad to make the stop. Here is Walter again, knocking off the near wall, tried to angle it to Young, but instead Parker Berg gets there for Greenville. Denemy out there on the forecheck tries to strip the puck away from him. Can't quite do it, and Greenville gets out to center. They'll rip it into Gladiator territory where Matier able to locate Walter. Swedish forward, it's Denemy on the fly. He'll slow down at the red line and pop it in and get off for a line change. Young remains out on the forecheck. 3 goals and 3 assists in 6 games for Alex Young, but has been a bit quiet as of late on the stat sheet. Seems like he's due for another big game here today as the Greenville Swamp Rabbits dunk the puck in. And they'll get to work. They'll go around Hyder, wraparound try. Hyder got it with the left toe, and skating out of danger is Burns. Still no penalties called so far here today. 9:18 left in the first period. Burns floats it to no man's land. DeJong picks it up for Greenville. Rubbed off the puck, forced to the outside. Puck leaks to the top of the left circle. Power around to the near side, nobody home. Burns there for Atlanta, skates it to the red line and flings it down. Seville out to play the puck. They'll heave it to the neutral zone where Furiolo gets it. Forced to scamper back into his own territory, and the kids with the Thunder Sticks trying to give the Gladiators some life. Sylvester, left side, bomb! Wide of Seville. Cipolone up to the left point, finds Furiolo. He'll wind and fire into traffic, stopped by Seville, and the rebound grabbed by Greenville. Austin Saint tries to go across, pass is intercepted by Nychuk, and the Gladiators move in transition. Sylvester wires it over to the far corner. Cipolone races after it, doesn't win the battle against the former Gladiator Atkinson. But the Gladiators on the forecheck do get the puck back. McNamee, good work there, trying to find Sylvester. Pass did not connect, and now Greenville will escape their own end. Saint from the right side fires wide of Hyder. Seems like a couple of guys on both sides need some target practice here today. A couple of shots fired wide so far. Still no score. Shot from Isogai. Wide of Hyder again. And the puck will go out to center. Nice move from Singleton. Cuts to the left side and shoots. Good block by Conroy. Puck stays in the zone and is now forced out by Lind. Tenacious there. Finds Boudon on the right side. Moves to the forehand. Boudon cuts to the slot. Can't get a shot away. Defended well on the back check by Singleton. Conroy at center circle. Goes around to Singleton and moves up ice. From skate to stick, Conroy burrows his way deep into the attacking end. Able to knock it over to Francis from the near corner. Francis holds, moves to the high slot, passes it across to Conroy. Trades places. Conroy drifting left side to the middle, broken up in front of Seville. And the Swamp Rabbits clear. Puck goes into open space. Singleton after it. Working against Conroy, spins away from the Yale product. Singleton across for Berg. Hammers it off the end wall. Mateer gets there for Atlanta. Quickly chips it to Boudon. Play slows down a bit, but he's running out of time. On the forecheck is Shandor. French forward able to evade him. Locates Mateer. Gladiators have possession. And they'll get a partial change in as well. As in comes Walter and Young, along with Denemy. Atlanta jumps it out to the neutral zone. 6:30 left in the first. Greenville crunched in front of the Gladiators bench. Tim Lavelle took that check. And now he'll have possession in his own end, but quickly coming. Walter forced to dish the puck away. And now Greenville will wait things out. Lavelle turns the puck over thanks to the pressure from Denemy. Walter grinds his way into the attacking zone. Big, strong Isaac Walter can't keep the puck in his hands. Jarvis wants to pop it back in to the right of Seville. 5:49 left in period one. Still no score from Gas South Arena.
Yeah, a lot of continuous play here, guy. Not a lot of whistles so far in this first period.
John moves it to the far wall. Burns gets in front of it, working with Brendan Less. Gladiators are able to shut down that scoring opportunity for Greenville. Puck goes to the end wall. Swamp Rabbits try and shake it free, and they do. Held in at the line. Pass to Young on the right side. Fires. Blocker save made by Hyder. Puck comes over to Burns on the near corner. Prods it to the circle. Locates Nolan. Burns back to Nolan. Nolan down the middle. Drifting towards his right. Tried to feather it over to Scardina. Pass was broken up by Power. Puck goes behind Seville, where Burns will tango with Dejean. Greenville wins that battle. .444 left in the first period. Seville will play it to Jake Murray. Murray on his forehand. Slides it to Saint. Furiolo got a touch on it. Puck rolls back to Nychuk. Chad Nychuk did not have a point in Sunday's game. That is just one of two games this season that Nychuk did not register a point. He's been sensational. Right side shot from Cipollone. Goes through the slot out to the near side. Greenville able to poke it out to center. And now Cody Sylvester's got it for Atlanta. Finds Nychuk. He'll slip it into the attacking end. Cipollone in hot pursuit. Working against Atkinson, puck leagues free. Sylvester tried to knife his way towards the net, but couldn't quite complete the sequence. The puck will go back out to center. Whistle here with 3:35 left in the first period. Looks like Greenville was offside. And so we're back in 1 minute on the Gladiators Broadcast Network in what is a scoreless game from Gas South Arena.
Desserts are popping up on Crumbles menu. More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Still no score here at Gas South Arena. Swamp Rabbits and Gladiators still looking for the first goal of the game. 3:55 left in the first period. Greenville out shooting Atlanta 8-6. Puck is dumped in. Hyder will play it over to Conroy. Yale product locates Boudon. French forward slides to the neutral zone. Lind off balance, able to tap it into the attacking end. Gladiators have been aggressive on the forecheck so far this year, and there is Lind again, applying some pressure. Put a crunch in there, and as well on Polino, who now gets the puck at the red line. Conroy, nice steal in front of his own bench. Lifts it to the neutral zone. Greenville comes right back in. Singleton to Polino, back the other way to Polino. Below the goal line, fourth pass did not connect, and so now a board battle ensues on the near side. Puck creeps over to Young, passes it across to Francis. Slide it over to Jarvis, and the Gladiators get started in the attacking end. Denemy to the middle, Young cuts in close, stopped by Seville. Quick developing play, and Alex Young has been on it so far here today. This line has looked good to start for Atlanta. Young drifts it in. Walter gets there for the Gladiators. Tried to spin it to the middle, clanked off a couple of sticks, and now it's Greenville's turn. Savoy on the right side. Bundled up the puck by Jarvis. Goes to the left. Shandor fires off a stick. Gladiators have the rebound. Jarvis looks up ice. Feeds it to the middle, looking for Walter. Puck hippity hopped off his stick, but he does catch up to it. Enough to deliver it down to Seville and get a line change in. Greenville working in deep. Nychuk tries to steal the puck away. Held in at the top by Mastrodonato. Long shot, wide of Hyder. Rebound goes to Burns. On the left side, flings it across. Nychuk gets high sticked, and that will be the first penalty of the game.
Yep, Nychuk cutting across the blue line, just got caught with a high stick there. Gladiators head to the power play 0 for 12 in their last power play opportunities. I'd like to see them move the puck around a little more, get to their setup quicker, and don't try to force passes or shots. You know, take shots that have good looks. Don't try and force passes across the zone that have a low percentage of being completed. You want to take your time here and find the open man.
The penalty was called on Cam Hausinger of Greenville. It is just a minor penalty for high sticketing. So, as to the power play, the Eco-Electric power play, which has been a bit dry as of late, going up against one of the best penalty kills in the league, and we'll see two of those best penalty kills in the league here today. First, it's Greenville, starting out 94.1%, second best penalty kill in the league. That is what the Gladiators are going up against right now, as their power play is operating at 21.1%, 11th best in the league. Here comes Francis, feet to the middle, over the stick of Boudon, and the Swamp Rabbits clear.
Yeah, it looked like Francis got hooked there. He's giving it to the referee here early.
Gladiators get it back, but not before some pressure from Atkinson and the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Francis comes flying back in, feeds it to the middle, off the hand of Boudon. Returns it to Francis at the right point. Boudon right circle, into the middle. Nychuk across to Sylvester. Nychuk again, kick save made by Seville. Glittered out the right toe to make that one. Puck goes to the line, held it by Nychuk. Right side, Francis holds, cuts to the goal. Francis, backhand try, stopped by Seville.
Look at the hands on Ryan Francis, walking in and getting close in backhand there. Just a better save by Seville. I've really liked Francis's patience so far on this power play. He had an opportunity again where he walked in, looked like he got hooked trying to make the pass out front to McNamee, I believe. He was giving it to the referee as they were coming back up the ice. And then there, just using his silky smooth hands and using his time and space to get in, and a good grade A backhand opportunity there. Just Seville better.
Alex Young wins the faceoff. Watch out for him. He leads the Gladiators with 2 power play goals this year. Lynn has it in the far corner from low to high. Finds Mateer. Time running out in the period. 35 seconds left as the puck goes out of play with 32.6 to go. So if the Gladiators don't score here the remainder of the period on this power play, they will open the second period with 10 seconds of power play time. Think about this 5-man unit for the Gladiators on the power play. Young, Walter, Lind, Cipollone, and Mateer. Could do some damage here. Mateer Puts it wide of Seville. Rebound comes to Cipolo. Quickly springs it to Young. Trying to connect back to Matier did Young, but Swamp Rabbits get in front of that. O'Reilly and company able to clear. 16 seconds left in the period. Maybe one last gasp from the Gladiators. Matier to the left side for Young. Pops it over to Cipolone on his forehand. Trying to play it back to Young, but it's intercepted and shot down by Lavelle. And that will do it for the first period. So similar story from what we saw on Sunday against South Carolina. No score through one period of play, but the Gladiators do outshoot the Swamp Rabbits 9-8 through 20 minutes, but no goals. But the goalies certainly putting on a show there in the first period for the kids here on Education Day. Certainly a lot to talk about in the first intermission report. When we come back, we'll turn it over to Andrew Fleming and Shelby Rabideau. We'll have you for the first intermission report. A lot of fun having here on a Wednesday morning. We'll be back in just a moment on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All right, welcome to your intermission. My name's Shelby Rabideau, and I'm here joining Andrew. Are you ready to talk about this first period?
Yeah, Shelby, let's do it. Welcome to the booth.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. And a little bit of a slow start, but those Swamp Rabbits came out with a lot of energy to start that period.
Yeah, I thought they did. I thought the Swamp Rabbits came out hard. They were getting good opportunities early in that first period on the Gladiators. I thought the Gladiators did a really good job of keeping everything that the Swamp Rabbits were doing to the outside. You know, they didn't allow them to get to inside ice, and I thought they really limited their opportunities well. And then the Gladiators took that momentum into the rest of the first period.
Yes, definitely. There was a few chances there for the Glads towards the end of the period, especially on that power play.
Yeah, you know, I said it before that power play. That power play was 0 for 12 in their last 12 opportunities. They got 10 seconds here to start the second period, so we'll go ahead and say probably 0 for 13 now. But I really liked what the power play did, especially the first unit. Ryan Francis, in specific, did a really good job of using time and space and being patient with the puck, using his skating ability, getting to inside ice, and I thought he's almost set up one really good opportunity. He thought he got hooked on that opportunity, which I think he probably got hooked too. Should have been another penalty. But nonetheless, and then again, using his space and time, cutting to the inside, getting a good backhand look there on Seville, but Seville came up with some good saves.
And I know we talked upon the defensive end of the Gladiators because their penalty kill is, let's see, I wrote down that it is 90% here.
Yeah, this Gladiators penalty kill has been really good so far this season, and Greenville's power play hasn't been as good. I think they're clicking at around 12%. They're 24th in the league right now, so haven't gotten an opportunity to see them yet. But if we do, I think this Gladiators will continue this good momentum this Gladiators penalty kill will continue the good momentum they've had. 3 shorthanded goals in their last 2 games, so we'll see if we can keep that streak going. I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah,
up to 4 shorthanded goals on the season, so this penalty kill's been really good for the Gladiators so far.
Yeah, I definitely would love to see another shorthanded goal. I remember being here on Saturday and watching that happen, and quick turnaround as well, getting a second shorthanded goal, which was really, really cool to watch in person.
Yeah, 2 shorthanded goals in 6 seconds. Quick turnaround. First one, Denemy, I believe. Slided across from Cipollone. Denemy went upstairs. And then the second one, Ryan Nolan, good forecheck, getting on the puck, going shelf on the backhand.
And you mentioned Cipollone. I have here that he has been moved to our first line.
Yeah, Joey Cipollone. 2 goals and 1 assist in his last 2 games over the weekend. He's been really good since he moved up to that first line since McNamee and Sylvester. I thought that line had a tough start to start the year. Originally it was Sylvester, McNamee, and Scardina. That line wasn't really clicking all too well. Coach Ginn decides it's time to change it up. He goes with Sylvester, McNamee, and Cipollone. And I thought that they were really, really good over the weekend. Sylvester had an assist in the 2 games. McNamee 2 assists in the 2 games. Cipollone with 2 goals and an assist in those 2 games. And I thought they had a really good first period, getting in on the forecheck, skating hard. But that's what that line does. You know, you got 3 big bodies in Sylvester, McNamee, and Cipollone. They're going to get pucks steep. They're going to forecheck hard. And they're going to try and get inside ice and get decent looks at the net. You know, McNamee is a big guy. He uses his body really well to protect the puck. I'd like to see that line keep this momentum going and hopefully strike before the end of this game.
Yeah, like you said, we're coming back on a penalty or a power play, but also the Swamp Rabbits penalty kill is at 94.1% as well. So
yeah,
maybe we can get something in the future, but maybe not when we come back.
Yeah, that Swamp Rabbits penalty kill, 94%. I think they're up to 2nd in the league right now, and if obviously only 10 seconds left on this power play, they're most likely going to kill it off. That 94 is going to continue to go up. But I thought the Gladiators, for kind of slumping on the power play recently, and for this Greenville penalty kill being so good, obviously, I thought the Gladiators did a really good job.
I agree.
Both units at generating good opportunities on the power play.
Yeah, I definitely agree. From what I've seen the past couple of games, that power play has definitely picked up its pace and a lot more shots on goal during them than I've seen in the previous games.
Yeah, I think the power play, you know, they're getting opportunities. I think they're just a little snake bitten right now. You know, I think they're due for one coming up soon here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see it later today.
They're warming up. Now, let's talk about what you want to see when we come back in the second period.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that our first 2 lines were really good. Obviously, I already talked about that McNamee, Sylvester, Cipollone line. But that second line of Kalen Lind, Ryan Francis, and Louis Baudon, I thought they had a really good start to the second period. I really like what Kalen Lind has been doing recently, using his speed to get on the forecheck. He's probably one of the fastest guys on this team, young kid. Using his speed to his advantage, getting hard on the forecheck, and forcing some turnovers. That's exactly what I want to see from him. And Ryan Francis, we saw it on that power play, manipulating time and space, using his hands to get to inside ice. I really like what that line's doing. You know, I talked about that line a lot during opening weekend a couple weeks ago because I thought they had a really good opening weekend. And we haven't really heard much from them recently. I'd like to see that line get going, and I thought they had a really good first period to get themselves in the right direction.
Maybe you're manifesting them tonight.
Let's hope. I'm trying everything. We're bringing out all the stops today to get that line a goal. I'd love to see it.
Do you have anything else that you saw in the period that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I really liked the pairing of Nychuk and Furiolo. You know, Nychuk was playing with Matier for a while, and I thought that pair, Furiolo's a little more offensively gifted than Matier. Matier's a big guy. He's 6'6", 205, big defenseman, very good defensive defenseman. But I like that Nychuk and Furiolo, they're 2 guys who move the puck really, really well. And I liked a lot what that line did opening weekend when they were together. And then obviously Matier got sent down to us, and they put him on that pair with Nychuk. But they reunited Nychuk and Furiolo today, and I thought that they had a really good first period. Nychuk has had an amazing start to the season. He's been our best D-man, I'd say, moving the puck-wise and defensively-wise. He does a great job of stepping up on plays, using his stick to force turnovers, and Furiolo just snapping the puck around. Here in our zone, he goes blue line to blue line, across ice to Sylvester, and the Glads got a good chance out of it. So I love what I'm seeing from that D pairing, and I'd love to see them move the puck more.
Do we think that this is I don't want to throw any bad juju out there into the air, but how are you feeling about our team being undefeated?
Yeah, I think that the Gladiators have had a really good start to the year. You know, I feel really happy for Coach Ginn, his first head coaching experience in the East Coast Hockey League. I think that the Gladiators, yeah, I mean, obviously you're 6-0, you can't ask for a better start than that. So I think that the Gladiators have done a really good job this year of just doing what they need to do to win. Me and Guy have touched on it before. You know, teams like to play a certain way. We saw Savannah here over the weekend. They like to play fast. They like to play a lot of north-south hockey. And we also saw South Carolina, who likes to play a little more slower, heavier game, chip and chase, get in on the forecheck, clog up the neutral zone. And obviously the Gladiators won both of those games. So they can play a lot of different ways, and they're really good at it. So I think they've had a really good start to the year. And also their goaltending. Hyder and Semptimfelter have been amazing for the Gladiators so far this year. Obviously, Semptimfelter, .67 save percentage to start the year here. He's had a really good start.
We have our first school game of the year today, and that has been a common theme so far.
Yeah, I mean, this place is packed with kids. This is awesome. You know, I think this is a great opportunity for kids. It's a great chance for growing hockey in the South. Obviously, not the biggest sport in the South, but seeing all these kids here, it's awesome. You know, this is a great opportunity for kids to get exposed to hockey. You know, maybe some of these kids go home today, say to their parents, hey, Mom, Dad, I want to play hockey, which would be huge.
Yeah,
We'd love to see that just grow in this game.
Definitely, me and you both are from states that it's more common of a sport up there. You being from Massachusetts, me from Michigan. So it's really cool to see this many kids here, and hopefully, like you said, get them interested in the sport and maybe bring hockey back here to Atlanta. Yeah,
it's a great opportunity for these kids. I mean, obviously we're here. This is the greatest sport on earth. And I love this sport so much.
Biased.
No, not at all. But I think it's just a great opportunity for these kids to get to see some good live action hockey. You know, obviously the Gladiators, we don't have an NHL team in Atlanta. So this is the highest level of hockey in Atlanta, the East Coast Hockey League. And it's just awesome that these kids get to take a day out of school. You know, I'd love to skip school as a kid to come to a hockey game. I just think this is absolutely awesome for them to get this opportunity to come to a Gladiators game. And a great job by the Gladiators putting on this great production for these kids. It's so awesome to see.
This is not even the first school game that we will have this year. We're going to have a couple others as well.
It's just a great opportunity.
I definitely think that the energy from these kids is definitely going to help us along as well.
All right, so we will take a break here at intermission, and we will see you guys in a couple of minutes after a couple words from our sponsors.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Alrighty, welcome back to our intermission. We only have a few more minutes. All right, welcome back to our intermission. We only have a few more minutes here before our second period ends. So, Andrew, I want to ask you, is there anything you're looking forward to or want to see in this next period?
Yeah, you know, it was a good start for the Gladiators, I thought, in that first period. I'd like to see them continue that, keep going on the forecheck, get hard on pucks, and just keep defending well. You know, I said it before, I thought they did a really good job of keeping everything to the outside, limiting Greenville's opportunities, and just keeping everything out of the zone. They're doing a good job of getting through the neutral zone. I'd like to see them get out of their zone a little better, connect on passes out of their zone a little better, get pucks in deep, and just be hard on the forecheck. You know, 2 guys on the puck, force some turnovers, get some opportunities here. You know, Greenville, they saw South Carolina last week, shut them out 4-0, a team that the Gladiators only beat 2-1. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Gladiators can attack this Greenville defense that's been so good. Obviously, we touched on their penalty kill, second in the league. I thought the Gladiators did a really good job at getting at their penalty kill so far on that first power play. Obviously, we talked about that first unit, had a really good first power play. Second unit, didn't get a lot of ice time on that power play, but I liked what that second unit has been doing a lot recently, so we'll see what they do. Hopefully the Gladiators get a couple more power play opportunities here today, because I think they're due to break through.
Yes, of course, I absolutely agree with you. And maybe, hopefully, we get another shorthanded goal.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Obviously, we said 3 shorthanded goals in their last 2 games, so if they can get another, keep that streak going,
yes,
you know, that would be
keep another
awesome.
streak going for the year as well.
Yeah, and even that penalty kill, just in general, I think that the penalty kill's been really good.
Yes.
They've done a really good job at limiting entries, because obviously when you're on the power play, you need to get into the zone to establish possession, and I think that the Gladiators have done a really good job of clogging up the neutral zone and making it hard for opposing teams to enter the zone with possession. Obviously, on the power play, you want to enter with possession, set up your umbrella or whatever formation you have, and take it from there. So I thought the Gladiators have done a really good job on the penalty kill of limiting zone entries, and I just hope that we get to see their penalty kill. Obviously, don't want to take any bad penalties, but if we do get to see the Gladiators penalty kill, I'm excited to see how they can limit this Greenville power play that is struggling to start the year, only clicking at 12% for 24th in the ECHL so far.
I definitely do think that the Glad's defense as well has been just overround the whole season, and the game so far has been very good, not just on the penalty kill.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for joining us for this first intermission report. We will kick it to a couple words from our sponsors, and we will be back with myself and Guy. Thank you for joining us, Shelby.
Of course, lovely to be here.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu. All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
We are all set and ready for second period action between the Gladiators and the Swamp Rabbits. First period, just like Sunday, produced no scoring, so hopefully the trend does not continue, and we get a little bit of action here for these kids on Education Day in the middle frame. Guy Chiarenza back with you with Andrew Fleming. Good job on the intermission report there with Shelby.
Appreciate that. Thank you,
It was fun
Guy.
to listen to. I was hanging around. Don't think that I was just going around getting a snack or whatever, but we do have some good concessions here at Gas South Arena, but today not the day to try it. Letting you guys take the reins here today. It is all about learning. Education Day, so you guys as my interns trying to get you some reps in. A good job. Job very well done. And so it's Polino against McNamee for the second period draw. Glad still on the power play here for the next 5 seconds to see if they can gain the zone and get something out of it. And here is McNamee. He'll fire, and that goes wide of Seville. Puck will go below the goal line over to the far corner. McNamee racing after it. Penalty expires. We're back to even strength. Atlanta keeping the zone for now. Sylvester working hard on the near side. Gets it up top to Cipolo. And deflection in front by McNamee. Stopped by Seville. Another try by McNamee short side. Is denied by Seville again. Seville has had a good start to today's game. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone. And handling for Atlanta is Nychuk. Has McNamee at the blue line. He'll knock it in and head off for a change. About a 45-second shift for that crew as Lind, fresh off the bench, couldn't hold the puck in off a turnover. Goes over to Iselguy. Throws it across for Singleton. Just a tad offline. Stepping in front is Conroy. And I thought Conroy had a very nice first period for the Gladiators offensively and defensively. Here are the Swamp Rabbits, though, in the slot. Backhand try from Singleton. Kicked away by the left pad of Hyder. Atlanta will clear. That was a play that quickly developed. Singleton has looked very dangerous here today. Watch out for number 9. Here's a turnover by Greenville. Boudon on the right side. Spins away from Lavelle. Over to Lind. They'll cycle it up top, but Greenville gets in front and they are on the move. Savoy to the right side. Fended off by Matier. He kicks it to the middle for a shot. That is gobbled up by Hyder.
Yeah, nice save by Hyder there on Shandor. Puck comes into the Gladiator zone, gets hung up. Draw pass there to Shandor. Had a good look at the net there. Hyder coming out of his net to face him a little bit. Good save there by Hyder.
That was a sneaky play from Carter Savoy, brother of Matt Savoy, who's playing with the Oilers. Looked like Matier had him covered, and then all of a sudden at the last second, he's able to get that puck and chuck it towards the middle and create a scoring chance for Greenville. But Gladiators are able to make the defensive play. Still a scoreless game. Greenville fires it in. Hyder slows it down. Shovels it to the right point where it's held in by Greenville. Tanami across. It's Walter on the move. The Swede from the right circle. Looks to center. And it was just a tad offline for Young. Was wrapped up in front of the net. Now here's Young from the goal line. Spinorama to the end wall. Connects with Denemy, who peels away. From the outside, Walter across to Jarvis. His one-timer is blocked by Savoy and clears for a home run pass. Mastrodonato, backhand try, and Hyder took away the angle. That one didn't even come close to the net. Game starting to open up a bit here. Here's Young to the middle off the stick of Nychuk. He was defended there by Jack Brackett. Now here's another touch to the middle. Young on the doorstep, and the Swamp Rabbits are able to fight that off. 3-on-3 the other way. Pass to the middle. Hausinger, backhand try on the lead for Atkinson. And he just flipped it over the net. Now here's O'Reilly. Shovels a shot off a leg. Picks up his own rebound. From the right point, O'Reilly across to Murray. He'll hold and shoot. Glove save, Hyder. He freezes 3 minutes and 1 second into the middle frame.
This game's starting to open up a little bit more here, guy, huh?
Making a little bit more fun here.
Yeah, big breakaway there by Mastrodonato after a great blocked shot. Mastrodonato tries to go forehand to backhand, but Hyder just stuck with him and cut down the angle. Usually as you're moving on a breakaway like that, you want to make the goalie go one way and then pull it the other. Mastrodonato tried it. Hyder read it well and forced him to shoot it wide.
So after a sleepy start to this game, the pace has really picked up. There's another save for Hyder off a face-off win for Greenville.
Yeah, and then Greenville had a 2-on-1 coming back the other way, but a great back check by Carson Denemy breaking up that 2-on-1.
Face-off on the near side. Swamp Rabbits win it again. And they do try and shoot again, but this one well wide at the right point. Greenville keeps it in. Not for long, though. Active stick from Scardina. Gets it out to center. He is spilt to the ground by Brackett. And now here's Burns in the neutral zone. He took a hit, and he is slow to get up. Meanwhile, Greenville still with the puck. Burns limping over to the bench. Swamp Rabbits have it behind Hyder. They look to center, broken up. Now up top, long shot from Murray, blockered away by Hyder. And now the Gladiators will skate out through the neutral zone. And Burns will go down the tunnel. Hopefully he's all right and he is able to return to today's game. Swamp Rabbits from the right wing. Hausinger Around the horn, past Peterson, the intended target. Into the arms of Sylvester, and he turns it over. Feed to the middle, whacked away from Saint. High alert was Jarvis, he makes the play. Collision at center, Greenville with it. Peterson tried to cut towards the net, Saint diving. Wanted to have the puck in the high slot. Greenville able to hang on. Good active sticks from the Gladiators, and then a better one for the Swamp Rabbits. They keep getting it back. Shot from the right side, steered away by Hyder. Behind the goal it goes. McNamee digging there along with Jarvis. Sylvester's got a touch for Atlanta and just pinballs around for a quick shot and a save by Hyder.
Nice alert save there by Hyder. Turnover by the Gladiators in their own zone. Had a couple on that shift, that first line. Said in the first period, said in the first intermission report, I'd like to see the Gladiators get out of their zone a little cleaner here. Exit their zone with possession and get going. But right now they just can't seem to figure it out in their zone. Greenville's doing a good job of pressuring them and forcing these turnovers.
And that was a wacky sequence there. It seemed like nobody could really quite possess the puck. Very tough to call. Just when you think someone's got it, then they don't, and then it ends up going to somebody else. Polino, one-timer, top of the right circle. Hyder falls back on it after making the save and is able to get a whistle.
Sound like that one-timer from Polino may have hit the post, and Hyder didn't know where it was behind him. Good job of laying back down on it, getting wide, and covering that puck and keeping this game tied here. Greenville's had a really good start to the second period. I'd like to see the Gladiators get back on the horse.
Yes, they have. Atlanta trying to get something going in the attacking zone. Here is Lind from the right side. Squirms his way to the end wall. Connects with Boudon. Quick center for Francis. And that shot is blocked. I believe Polino was there for Greenville. Stretch pass. Iso guys got it. Furiolo back defending. Across. And oh, the shot hit the crossbar. He's able to get it to Polino and found nothing but iron.
Again, another 2-on-1 for Greenville that they executed well, just hit the crossbar and it went out of play. But again, it looked like Furiolo got caught a little deep on a pinch. Greenville comes out 2-on-1 and they get a really good opportunity there, but got beat by the post.
And while the pace has picked up here in the second period, Greenville has been getting the chances. They have outshot the Gladiators 9-1 so far in this period. Just 5 minutes and 10 seconds have gone by. It does remain a scoreless game, though, as Conroy takes it in at the red line, tried to quickly pop it up to Young, who's moving forward. Instead, Greenville nips that in the bud. And it goes back down to Mateer. He'll go around Hyder, and pestering him there was Carter Savoy. Very aggressive on the short forecheck, and he had the puck, but now we do have a penalty.
Yep, I think they got Savoy for a hook there on Mateer. Little too much stick action there.
I mean, he was being very aggressive, and I mean, it was working for a while until he broke a hockey rule, and so now goes to the box and right. It is hooking. Gladiators going back to the Eco Electric power play. And we'll see how they will fare the second time around.
Yeah, I thought their power play did a lot of good things on their first opportunity on the power play. I said that during the intermission and in the first period. Probably sound like a broken record at this point talking about the power play. But I really, as I said before, I really like Ryan Francis's patience with the puck. I'd like to see them get a little more on his stick and see what he can do here on this power play.
Francis is out there on that first unit with McNamee, Boudon, Sylvester, and Nychuk. And off the face-off, looks like McNamee got hit in the face with the butt end of a stick. He's reeling over, and he will stay out there. Francis flying into Greenville territory. He's able to poke it over to McNamee, gets it up high. Nychuk towards the goal, ends up going wide. Francis has it on the near side, cycles to the circle, floats it across. Boudon delays to Nychuk. Right side, Sylvester, a bomb, and Seville's got that one. He freezes with 1:26 left on the power play.
Great movement by this Gladiators power play to start here in their umbrella setup. Francis all over the place picking up pucks. Nice one-timer pass from Nychuk to Sylvester with McNamee creating some traffic out in front. Great opportunity there for the Glads.
I really like that chance from Cody Sylvester. Seems like anything they can do to get him going. We know how lethal he is. top 10 in active players in scoring. So looking for his first goal on the campaign. Here is Sylvester from the right wing half wall. It's a little deeper, finds McNamee behind the net. McNamee lurking for an opening, plays it up top to Nychuk. From the right point, returns it to the half wall to Sylvester. Down low, McNamee, back across. Boudon skates into it, but it's just a tad offside. Boudon, pass across intended for Sylvester, is broken up by Shandor, and Greenville will clear. We're into the final minute of the power play. Part of the second unit comes on. Sylvester and McNamee remain from the first unit, as does Francis. Atlanta dumps it in. Greenville quickly mails it back out. And now the full second unit comes on.
Yeah, that first unit had a really good opportunity. McNamee from behind the net, across the net to Boudon on the far side. Just couldn't connect with him, put it a little outside Boudon's stick.
Matier behind Hyder. 10 seconds left on the power play. They dump it in. Icing. So back down we go near Hyder, and that should probably wrap it up for the Eco-Electric power play, which unfortunately will now go down to 0 for 2. And it felt like, Andrew, to start this game, first period, not a whole lot going. Obviously, scoreless, shots were 8 to 9, but you also got to keep in mind that while both teams were working with the 10 a.m. start time, you also got to think this is the first meeting of the season. It's been a while. Usually when we see two teams get together after a long period where they don't see each other, it's a bit of a feeling out process, and I felt like we went through that in the first period. Here in the second period, things really starting to open up.
Yeah, Guy, I feel the exact same way. A little feeling out process there in the early parts of the first period, and now this game's really started to open up here.
Face off on the far circle in the Gladiators zone. They did try to drop it once. A bit of a false start there, so they'll try it a second time. Meanwhile, these kids with the Thunder Sticks, they are ready. What a great crowd. They've been a lot of fun so far. And long conversation going on. It looks like now we got it taken care of. We're back to live action. Greenville wins the face-off. And they will just backpedal into their own territory, shave off the remaining time of the penalty. And Savoy is out of there. Meanwhile, Singleton quickly to Polino. Left circle shot, stopped by Hyder. Puck stays in play. And now here's a turnover. Pass is intercepted by Nolan. One-on-one with Seville. And he fires high and wide. Puck will go out of play. And Ryan Nolan will look to the rafters. We'll have some time to think about it. We'll head to timeout. 12:07 left in the second period. Scoreless from Duluth. We're back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Popping up on Crumbles menu. More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
We're back to Gas South Arena right here in Duluth, Georgia. Still no scores. We approach the midway point of the game, but Greenville has had some really good looks here in the second period. And there's another one right in front. Hyder able to kick it away to the near corner. Greenville now out-shooting Atlanta 11-2 here in the early going of the second period. Gladiators toss it into Swamp Rabbit territory. Francis gets to it at the end wall. Over on the right wing is Conroy for Atlanta. The back end to the circle. Boudon, quick shot. And even faster pad save from Seville. 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Peterson has a trailer. Saint to the slot. Puts it in front. And Hyder able to cover it up with 11:21 to go in period 2.
Puck wasn't coming at him so hot, but really alert save by Hyder there on that 3-on-2. Puck was bouncing around a lot. He gets a good cover here, so his teammates can change here, get a good reset here, try and get out of their zone clean.
And you mentioned the speed and velocity of that shot. Really good back check there from Ryan Conroy. He was able to get a stick in there to make it so that Saint really couldn't get all that he wanted on that puck. Makes it an easier save for Ethan Hyder, who is now up to 19 here today as we approach afternoon here in Georgia. Defensive zone face-off won by the Gladiators. Jarvis whacks it out to the neutral zone. Greenville steals it, goes back up ice. Here's Singleton across the Iso guy. Back to Singleton. Hops away from him. Kept in the zone by Polino. Long-time Cyclone finds it down low. Gets it up top to Murray. His shot is blocked. Rebound comes to Nolan. Chance up ice for Mickey Burns. And it's good to see him back in the game after he took a hard hit earlier in the period. Gladiators on the forecheck. Put it on goal. Scardina's shot is blockered away by Seville. Out come the Swamp Rabbits. 3-on-2 the other way. Cross-ice pass makes its way to Singleton. Backhand it, looking for Isagai. Tries to squirm out of the fray and does, but loses the puck in the process. Sylvester's got it on the near side. Goes across for Scardina. Stops at the half wall. Finds a trailer, but Nychuk's pass is intercepted. There is Isagai again. Drop pass, quick shot, Singleton, and scores. Goes top corner, and the Swamp Rabbits strike first.
Yep, just a seeing eye shot there from Singleton. Looked like he used Furiolo as a screen. Gets a good shot off there. Went low blocker on Hyder. And the Gladiators got to pick it up a little bit here. You know, it's been a lot of good pressure by Greenville. Looks like Greenville's had the momentum for pretty much all of this second period so far. Gladiators got to pick it up a little bit here, get back on the horse.
Talked about how dangerous Tate Singleton can be. Leads the Swamp Rabbits with now 8 points. Up to 3 goals on the year, and he now has 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 3. He has been buzzing as of late, and it's easy to see why. He's got Greenville on the board for the first goal of the day. There's a quick shot from Berg. That goes into the glove of Hyder, and so now the Gladiators trail 1-0 with 9:59 left in the second period. We're back in 1 minute on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for...
The 6-7 cam was just deployed here at Gas South Arena, and the kids in attendance for Education Day just erupted. And the Gladiators could definitely use that kind of juice right now because Tate Singleton's third of the year has just scored 9:46 into the second period, was assisted by Kenta Isogai. And that is the difference. Greenville leads by 1. And don't ask me what 6-7 means. I know what it means, but I can't explain it. Here are the Gladiators. Walter in, but they're offside. It was a steal, and Alex Young was just a bit ahead. And so we stop with 9:37 to go in the second. But Andrew, you think about the pace of play opening up here in the second period. It seems like it's benefited Greenville much more than it's benefited Atlanta. You think about the shot count now in the second period, 14-4 in favor of Greenville.
Yeah, Greenville's got all this momentum here in the second period so far. Like to see the Gladiators get it back.
Walter, shot off the face-off victory, goes wide. Behind the cage, Nobel's got it for Greenville. Slides it through the neutral zone and a little bit more. Not enough for an icing as Mateer will collect it for Atlanta. He's taking his time, finds an avenue to break out. As Young takes it in on the far wing. Whacks it off the wall. Francis gives chase. Little slingshot action there. Puck goes to the end wall. Denemy able to jab it over to Les, who pinches. Denemy locates Francis behind the goal. Has a trailer for a shot. Jarvis took it. It was blocked by Hausinger. Greenville clears, and that should be an icing. And it will be. With 8:40 to go in the second.
Yeah, great forecheck there by Louis Baudon. Good shift by the second line. So great forecheck there by Louis Baudon at the end of his shift to force that icing there for Greenville. Now they get a face-off in the offensive zone here. Let's see if they can do anything with it with some tired Swamp Rabbits out there.
Baudon, Lind, Denemy, make that Francis out there for the Gladiators. Face-off. Dumbles around a bit, and Greenville's got it. O'Reilly shut down on the zone entry. Udon able to swindle it away at the red line. Brushes it over to Francis. Toe drag. Francis tried to knife towards the slot. Ends up popping out on the left side. Up top, Furiolo a shot. Gloved down by Seville. Clock stops with 8:17 to go, and now our first bit of rough stuff here today. As it looks like Kalen Lind in the thick of it. And he is barking at Cam Hausinger. Lind lost his bucket in the process. And so that is the first bit of nastiness that we've seen between these two. And get used to it because these two teams play each other 14 times this season. So they get to know each other very well. Next game against Greenville, November 22nd, right here at Gas South Arena. Face off to the right of Seville. It'll be taken by McNamee and one. Pass from low to high. Furiolo, long chance into traffic. It's blocked. Cipollone was in front of Seville, but couldn't get a tap on it. Puck comes out to center. Sylvester over to Furiolo, and Austin Saint being a pest in front of the puck there in front of the Gladiators bench, able to rip it away for Greenville. Bouncing puck into Swamp Rabbit territory. Gladiators get a steal. Sylvester, a one-timer, whistles wide of Seville. Behind the net, Nychuk feeds it to the middle, but nobody home, and the Swamp Rabbits escape danger. Here is Saint on the left wing. Toe drag shot, kick save Hyder, and Furiolo cleans up in front of his netminder. Puck stays in the zone. Long chance, blocked by Nychuk. He'll clear it out. McNamee trying to muscle his way into the zone. Instead, the Swamp Rabbits take it up ice. It's Saint, left side shot. Hyder got just enough of it as the puck ended up going into the far corner. Greenville really turning it on here. They put another one in front. That Hyder stops Polino. Came cutting towards the goal. He's got the puck in the far corner. Gladiators getting tired out there. Cipollone able to kick it to McNamee. They clear it up to Sylvester, who knocks it in, and the Gladiators can now finally get a line change in. Lavelle back to Berg. Miscue to Isagai. That goes to Jarvis behind Hyder. Rotated up top, held in by Lavelle. Quick feed intended to go to the slot by Isagai, broken up nicely by Nolan and company. And now here is Nolan flying in on the right side. Ryan Nolan shoots, and that is gobbled up by Seville, and he will freeze with 6:21 to go in the second.
Yeah, still, this Greenville forecheck is making a lot of problems for the Gladiators in their own zone. Greenville's getting hard on pucks, and they're forcing the Gladiators to turn it over in their own zone, and they're getting good possession time and some good opportunities out of it.
Face off on the near circle to the left of Hyder. Gladiators win it. Les from the right point surveys. Flings it across to Jarvis, puts it into the glove of Seville. See another face-off here. And it's been a good day for Isaiah Seville. He has stopped all 16 shots that he has seen so far. 5th round pick back in 2019 of the Vegas Golden Knights. Spent some time in the AHL with Henderson last year. 7-12-1 record in 22 games with the Silver Knights. Burns to the middle, clanks off a skate, ends up going to Isagai. Cross he goes, power skates into it. Centering feed broken up by Nolan. He'll swerve it around to the near side, back to Burns. Stretch pass, connects with Scardina. Glads have numbers, Scardina across, and it's broken up. Scardina steals it back, right circle shot. Low drive, kicked away by Seville. Now here's Greenville chance. Stretch pass up to Isagai, tried to drop it back. Gladiators make the defensive play on the back check. Walter was there. Walter gains the attacking zone. Stops at the point, gets squashed off the puck by Singleton. Gladiators keep it. And now a delayed penalty here. Denemy with the puck, and now the whistles blow. We'll see what we get out of this. Walter had it. Singleton came in and just shoved him down. We'll see who the call goes against. It looks like it is going to go against Tate Singleton, and so we'll see if the Gladiators go to the power play, and they will when we come back with 5:12 left in the second.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu. More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
So the Gladiators back to the Eco-Electric power play here. As it's a holding call on Tate Singleton that has given the Gladiators their 3rd power play chance of the day. This power play has been struggling as of late. Scoreless in its last 14 attempts. Here's the 15th. McNamee over to the right point for Sylvester. Surveys, finds Francis down low, creeps up the wall, and bangs it back up top to Sylvester. As a man down low, it's McNamee. Back to Sylvester. Up top, Nychuk. Right circle, Sylvester. Across he goes, looking for Boudon. Pass a hair offline. It'll go to the end wall and get pinned up there. Gladiators strip it free. Sylvester waiting at the right wing half wall, has it. Down low to McNamee. Back over to Sylvester. Taking his time, finds Francis. Up top it goes to Nychuk. Over to the left wing, Boudon holds, fires to the middle, and they hit the skate of McNamee and stayed out. Francis looks to center, over the stick of Boudon. Right side shot, Sylvester, and Isaiah Seville fights that off too. Nychuk looks to shoot, it's blocked by Polino. Francis tries to hang on to the puck, and the Swamp Rabbits able to muscle it out through center and get it clear.
Yeah, this power play's just a little bit snake-bitten right now, Guy. They're doing some really good things here. They just can't see one hit the back of the net right now.
Gladiators were inches away from tying the game. Cross crease feed, made its way to the skate of McNamee. Instead of clanking it in, it stayed out. I'm not sure if it would have counted anyway. I guess it depends on if it was a kicking motion or not, but that's all hearsay.
Would have been a fun discussion.
Nonetheless, the Gladiators back in offensively. Mateer and the second unit out there for the tail end of the power play. 17 seconds left on that. Lind, it's crunched down at the end wall. Here's Walter from the high slot, corrals the puck, dangles a bit. Walter can't shoot. Mateer will. It's blocked out in front by Shandor. Walter now from the right corner. Rumbling. Gets it up to Mateer. Out of the box to Singleton. And he's able to strip it away from Mateer. And it's another successful penalty kill for Greenville. Gladiators are 0 for 3 on the power play. Singleton into the attacking end. Drifting towards his right as the lone goal today. Tate Singleton shoots into the glove of Hyder. Juggled it a bit, but he does have it with 2:45 to go in the second.
Yeah, it looked like that second unit got out there, had a little trouble handling the puck. Couldn't really connect on a lot of passes. Going back to the first unit, again, I really liked what I saw from that first unit. They set up McNamee right on the back door, tried to go skate to stick and just couldn't finish it. Let's see the Gladiators get back to 5-on-5 and get back to their game, because besides their power plays, all the momentum has been going Greenville this second period so far.
Gladiators were held scoreless in the first two periods of Sunday's game, ended up winning that 2-1. Bit of a different story here today as Greenville has been looking like the better team offensively in the second period. They have outshot the Gladiators 17-9 in the middle frame. Atlanta works the puck in deep. Nolan from low to high has Scardina. From the left point, dives down deeper. Scardina, stick breaks on the shot attempt. Greenville will rainbow it back into Atlanta territory, where Brendan Less will bang it right back out. Andrew Jarvis diving, tries to get the puck to Scardina. Ends up tumbling back to Nolan. And with a little over 2 minutes to go, Brendan Less will survey the scene and look to break out for Atlanta. Pass goes by Nolan to Greenville. And now fanning on a pass in front of his own net was Lavelle. Ends up working out okay for him as he dumps it down, and Atlanta will have it. Denemy prods it up in front of the Greenville bench. Across it goes to Saint, who will play it back for Atkinson. Flying on in is O'Hara from the left side. Turns and shoots, and diving in front of the net. A chance there for Saint, but it just gets deflected wide. Saint has it. Feeds it for a quick chance from O'Hara, and that is blockered away by Hyder. There's Peterson a chance off a stick and out of play. 1:12 left in the second period, and the Gladiators at this point just trying to get to the locker room and regroup, because this second period has belonged to Greenville.
Yeah, Greenville's got all the momentum right now. Again, they kill off the penalty, and they take the momentum right back. Another good forward-checking shift there, forcing turnovers. That last one there, a little puck bounced off the stick of Jarvis right into the high slot, but a good stick by Jarvis, getting a stick in the lane, forcing that one out of play, getting a change here.
This Greenville penalty kill has looked sensational. It's easy to see why it's second best in the league, and that number should jump up with 3 successful kills so far today. Face on to the left of Hyder. And Greenville's got that one. Murray from the right point drives it down to the corner. They will connect with Isogai. Wraparound chance. Hyder's got it covered, although it does lift over back to the far corner. And now here's Mastrodonato with it, swerving and deking and every bit of that nature. Gets his way to the corner, not much more. Gets pinned up there, delayed call, and now a bit of rough stuff. Clock stops with 48 seconds left in the second. We'll see. Are the Gladiators going to their 4th power play of the day, or will Greenville get their first crack at it? It looks like it's going to be the latter. Jack Mateer gets caught. He'll go to the bench, or excuse me, the box. High sticking on Mateer. And Greenville will get their first power play of the day. Atlanta headed to the Beaver Toyota penalty kill, and as much as we've been able to talk about how good Greenville's penalty kill is, let's not forget about how good the Gladiators' PK is. Atlanta operating at 90%, that's 4th best in the ECHL, and don't forget, 3 shorthanded goals over their last 2 games. Swamp Rabbits win the faceoff. On the right side, Savoy connects with the man down low. Back up top they go. Lavelle skates to the point, gets it across. Savoy holds and shoots. It goes into the glove of Hyder with 30 seconds left. This Greenville power play so far this season, stark in contrast to what the penalty kill has done for the Swamp Rabbits. 24th in the league, 12%. This Greenville power play. Gladiators win the defensive zone faceoff, and Mickey Burns will shimmy it down for an Atlanta clear. Lavelle. He's the red line, drops it back for Singleton. Shiftily, meanders to the left wing. Puck is driven over to the far corner. Savoy on the backhand, tries to locate Isagai. It's broken up by Burns, and it's another clear for Atlanta, right at the sound of the horn. So the 3rd period will begin with Greenville on the power play for 1 minute and 13 seconds. Atlanta falls behind in the 2nd period after being outshot 19-9, and Greenville is able to get a goal out of it as Tate Singleton gets his 3rd of the year from Kenta Isagai to make it a 1-0 Greenville lead through 2 periods of play. Make sure you stick with us outside of the break, as we'll have the 2nd intermission report coming up next. We'll be joined by Andrew Fleming and Shelby Rabidou to give you the lowdown on what we've seen through 2 periods of play. This is the Gladiators Broadcast Network, here from Gas South Arena. We're back after this.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to our intermission report. We're heading into the 3rd period after this. The Gladiators are 0 and the Swamp Rabbits are 1. We have Swamp Rabbits with 27 shots on goal and the Gladiators with 19. So, Andrew, you want to break down that Swamp Rabbits goal for us?
Yeah, so midway through the period, Tate Singleton comes in. Kent Isagai cuts across the zone. Drop pass to Tate Singleton. Gladiators had the Nychuk Furiolo pair out there. Looked like Singleton used the defenseman as a screen, got a good shot off, and just beat Hyder clean. And I got that from the Gladiators mobile app. I know Guy likes to shout it out all the time, but make sure you guys got the Gladiators mobile app, keeping up with all the scores. We got the scoring by period, the shots on goal by period, penalties by period, goaltending stats, referees. We got everything on the Gladiators app, so make sure you guys go download that. It's the best app in the business.
We love a good promo plug there. All right. Okay, I want to start off by saying that we had a couple chances on power plays. We had 2 power plays this period. So you want to break down our power plays and what's working, what's not?
Yeah. Again, I said it after the power play that the Gladiators had in the first period. I thought that they had 2 opportunities there in the second period. I thought they had some really good looks on the power play there in the second period, especially that first unit with Sylvester, McNamee, Boudon, Nychuk, and Francis. I thought they were moving the puck really well and being very patient with the puck and waiting for opportunities. Had a couple of nice setups to Sylvester for one-timers. They set up McNamee beautifully on the back door. Puck goes off his skate. He tries to go skate to stick to stuff it in the net. Just couldn't connect there. The power play, they're due. I think they're just a little snake bitten right now, but I think they're due to get one here soon. Hopefully we see it in this third period here today.
I definitely noticed a lot more chances on that power play. I also wrote down that Sylvester had a good chance there as well on that first power play. And I also noticed that Nolan had a little bit of like a breakaway chance during the period.
Yeah, Ryan Nolan. 2 Swamp Rabbits defensemen trying to go D to D. Nolan, a great read, picks it off, goes in on the breakaway, just put it over the net. You'd like to see him bury that one there, but it was really good awareness by Nolan there, picking off that pass and getting in there on the breakaway. Thought it was a really good opportunity. Like to see the Gladiators anticipate those kinds of passes more, because I think Greenville is doing a really good job of forechecking the Gladiators in their defensive zone and forcing those turnovers. So if the Gladiators can kind of flip that a little bit, force Greenville to turn the puck over and get some good opportunities like we saw Nolan have there in the second.
Yeah, and the Swamp Rabbits are still a full force. They're coming on really strong, playing a very fast game here.
Yeah, I thought that the Gladiators, they got good momentum and some good opportunities from their power play, but at 5-on-5, I thought it was all Swamp Rabbits. I mean, the Swamp Rabbits absolutely killed them in the shots in the second period. I believe it was 19-10 on shots in the second period. I thought the Swamp Rabbits had all the momentum when the Gladiators were on the power play, and they're doing that by forechecking hard and defending well. We said that their penalty kill, second in the league. They're also pretty good 5-on-5 defending. I thought they've done a really good job of not giving the Gladiators many good opportunities at 5-on-5. They're keeping them to the outside. They're not giving up inside ice. And they're not giving up a lot of rebounds. They're doing a really good job of clearing the net front and making sure that the Gladiators aren't getting a lot of rebounds. And in the offensive zone for Greenville, they're doing a really good job of forechecking, as I just said. They're getting hard on pucks, and they're forcing turnovers. Many times, Gladiators defensemen trying to go up the wing or trying to carry it around the net, they're getting cut off by a forechecker, and it's forcing them to turn the puck over, and it's giving Greenville extended offensive zone time, which leads to tired Gladiators out there, because if you get caught out there for a while, you're going to try and ice the puck or you're going to turn the puck over. And either way, you're going to get caught out there tired, and it's going to lead to more opportunities for Greenville. So what I'd like to see from the Gladiators here in this third period, connect on some more passes, get out of the zone a little bit cleaner, and then you can start getting to the offense. But it all starts in their own zone here in this third period and getting out a little bit cleaner than they were in that second period, as it was all Greenville in that second period.
I did also write down that Scardina took a shot on goal this period, but he broke his stick as he took that shot. Do you think anything would have come from that?
Yeah, you know what? I think it was just that kind of period for the Gladiators. You know, not a lot going their way. Scardina gets a good look from the left circle there. Looked like he had a good opportunity on that, either maybe wasn't scoring from there, but maybe to create a rebound or get a good opportunity off, and he just stick snaps. You know, it's been that kind of day for the Gladiators so far. Not a lot of puck luck, not a lot of bounces going their way, and we saw it there, a great representation of it there with Scardina unfortunately breaking his stick on a good opportunity there.
So we're starting off the period with a penalty kill. How do you think we're going to fare with that one?
Yeah, so Swamp Rabbits still have a minute 13 on the power play. I thought that the Gladiators penalty kill for those first 47 seconds of it, I thought that they looked really good to start that penalty kill. They're doing a good job of keeping the Swamp Rabbits to the outside. They had a couple shots on goal, but they weren't really high quality opportunities there. They did a really good job of limiting the high-quality chances in those 47 seconds. Swamp Rabbits got a shot from the point on Hyder, but the Gladiators did a good job of boxing out and not allowing them to get any rebound opportunities, and I think they've done a really good job of that all day, is keeping the net front clear for Hyder. You know, if Hyder gives up a rebound, the Gladiators are right there to move the puck and clear it out. So I'd like to see them continue that on this kill, continue to keep pucks to the outside. You know, maybe we get that shorthanded goal again. Maybe we go for 3 games in a row.
We're going to keep bringing it up.
Maybe we tie this game here with a shorty. I think that would be awesome. Well, all right, I think we're going to kick it to commercial here midway through our second intermission report. Stick with us after a couple words from our sponsors.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All right, we are back here. Gladiators' second intermission report here. You know what? Guy likes to do this a couple times. Let's hit a little chat check here for the second intermission report. Let's see. Rebecca says, I would love to have missed school to go to a hockey game. I'm with you, Rebecca. I think
100%.
this place, for those of you that aren't here and aren't watching on Flow Hockey, who are joined us on YouTube, this place is packed with kids. This is awesome to see. It's just, I touched on it a little bit in the first intermission. It's great for these kids to get this opportunity to come to a hockey game. Obviously, hockey isn't the biggest sport in the South,
Right.
but it's growing. You know, I moved down here about 10 years ago from Massachusetts, where obviously hockey's a huge sport up there, and it's grown so much since I moved down here, and it's just awesome to see. You know, it's the best sport in the world. We're so lucky to get this opportunity to come work these games for the Gladiators. It's been great so far, and I think it's just great that they get these kids in here to give them a chance to watch a hockey game. You know, they're having fun. We're throwing up the 6-7 cam. So these kids look like they're having a blast, and I hope that we get some more get some more kids out here, keep growing the game of hockey in the South.
Definitely, I am loving the energy in here. It's making me more awake since we had that early wake-up call today. But again, I'm also from Michigan, so I love seeing this because when I moved down here, people kept asking me what my favorite sport was, and I said hockey, and they're just looking at me like, oh, that's so northern of you.
Yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. It's the best sport in the world, and
He's not biased.
we are so lucky to be able to be here to call these games. It's a great time. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Joe Mama, when the Glads score, they should hit the 6-7 celly. So Joe Mama, I'm hoping we get one in this third period here to tie this game. Maybe we can get a little 6-7 celly for you. I think that would be sweet.
Andrew did have to explain to me what 6-7 meant today. I don't know if I'm just too old now or if I'm just not that in touch with the internet these days. But thank you for explaining that to me because
anytime.
seeing that 6-7 cam now is this it? Am I doing it right?
Yeah, you got it.
That's all you do?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like the dab. Yeah? Similar?
Yeah, pretty much.
We should bring that back.
I think we should. Definitely. All right, let's see what else we got here. Tyler says, boys just need to get their heads in the game. You know what, Tyler? You might be right here. You know, 10:30 start. It's a really early start. I said to Guy in our post-game report after the game on Sunday, you know, some of these guys, this might be the earliest game that they've played since Pee Wee's. This is a start time for usually Sunday morning Pee-wees, you start games early like this, so these guys, they're used to playing 7 p.m., 3 p.m. games. You know, this 10:30 start, it's got to be hard on the body to wake up and get going this early in the morning. So hopefully, you know, third period here, they've obviously had some time to adjust. Let's see if the Gladiators can get back to their game that we know that they can play. You know, this team's 6-0. They're a good hockey team. I'd like to see them get back to their game in this third period.
Me too.
Let's see what else we got here. Joe Mama says, unfortunately, the guys may calm it down on the fights because of the little kids. Or maybe the opposite, who knows? Yeah, we had got a little rough there towards the end of the second period. You know, Kaylin Lind mixing it up a little bit. Batier mixing it up a little bit in the corner. Ended up taking a high sticking penalty, but yeah.
They're on their best behavior.
Yeah, they might be on their best behavior for the kids here today. But you know, I think these kids would love to see the boys drop them a little bit.
I bet they would.
Get the fisticuffs going a little bit. Open it up a little bit. I think these kids would love it.
I wonder if Coach told them in the locker room, hey, keep it clean out there, boys.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But in all honesty, this third period, I'd really like to see the Gladiators kill this penalty off, this 113, then get back on the horse and get back to their game, you know. And it all starts in their own zone. They got to get out of their zone a little cleaner. Greenville, as I said before, they're doing a really good job on the forecheck, forcing turnovers, turning the puck over, and getting opportunities on Hyder. The Gladiators, they got to get out of their zone a little cleaner, get over the red line, chip it in deep if you need to, or gain the zone with possession and get some better looks here, because they haven't really tested Seville here. Seville's made 19 saves on 19 shots, but the Gladiators' real only high danger opportunities have came on the power play. At 5-on-5, the Gladiators, they're not generating a whole ton of high danger looks, and I'd like to see them get to inside ice a little more, get the pucks on net more, and generate some more high danger chances. You know, I think Hyder as well has been really good so far in this game today.
Yes.
Obviously, that shot that Singleton scored on, just a seeing eye shot, you know, using the defenseman as a screen. But I think Hyder's done a really good job. He's made 26 saves on 27 shots. He's done a really good job so far today, I think, of just making the first save. I think that's really important for a goalie, is to just make the first save and allow your defensemen or teammates, players around you, to clear out the rebounds and rebound control. I think he's done a really good job with that. And I think the Gladiators defensemen have done a really good job of boxing out the net front and being able to get rebounds out. Like, the Gladiators have been pinned in their zone a couple of times here, but Hyder's been able to stand tall, and he's the reason that's only 1-0 right now. So I'd like to see them get out of their zone a little better and get going. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for joining us on the second intermission report. We will be back with Guy for the third period and after a couple words from our sponsors here.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
All types of dessert.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Welcome back to Duluth, Georgia for the start of the third period between the Gladiators and the Swamp Rabbits. The I-85 rivalry has not disappointed. Greenville with a 1-0 lead through 2 periods of play. Atlanta trying to climb back into this one. We've seen them do it before with their 6-0 start, but this might be the biggest test of all. This Greenville team has looked very strong here today. They put together a dominant performance in the second period. So we'll see if Atlanta can rally back with an impressive third. Greenville, when leading after 2 this season, only done it just once, 1-0 record. In such instances for the Swamp Rabbits, for the Gladiators, when trailing after 2, 1-0. One such instances, so not a large sample size there. Gladiators looking to carve another win out of this day game here with all these kids in attendance. And as I was mentioning there in the intermission report, these kids have been bringing the noise. They've been fantastic. What a sight this has been here today.
Yeah, this has been awesome to see. I absolutely love this. Nice early start for these kids, get them out of school for a little bit of their day, and hype up the boys here for hopefully a big comeback here in this third period.
It starts with the Gladiators on the penalty kill here to begin the third period. Jack Petier in the box for a penalty that occurred at the end of the second period. So Greenville has a chance to add to their lead on the power play. Cipollone on the PK will take the face-off to begin period 3. He's tied up off of it. Denemy slides in and kicks back to Seville. And that is how the third period will begin. Quartet on the PK for the Gladiators. Denemy, Cipollone, Jarvis, and Les. Greenville comes on in. On the left side, Cipollone speeders it away. Swamp Rabbits get it back. Cross-ice feed. Savoy a chance. Pad save from Hyder. Puck stays in the zone on the clearing attempt. Took an odd carom off the glass. At the line, Lavelle to the left side. Singleton looks, feeds it to the middle. Shanked on the one-timer by Isagai. Lavelle keeps it in at the right point. Sachets by Denemy. They rotate it down low. Savoy from the near corner. Lays it back up top to Lavelle. Surveys, finds Isagai. Quick touch to the left side and back to Lavelle. Over at the left circle has Polino. From the wall, chucks it across, off the stick of Savoy. Up top, back to Savoy. Right circle, feed down low, quick to the middle. They're jamming at it, and Hyder able to brush it away. Penalty expires. Greenville keeps the puck. Singleton goes across to Lavelle, back to Singleton. One-timer, kick saved by the left pad of Hyder, and the Gladiators will clear. We do have another penalty here, though. It's going to be a high sticking call. And so, just as quickly as that penalty ended, we get another.
Yeah, good kill there by the Gladiators to open this period. Swamp Rabbits really only had one chance there. It was right at the end, a one-timer from the point. Big kick saved by Hyder, and a good job by the Gladiators to clear that one out of the zone. Great kill here to start this third period. Let's grab the momentum and start attacking the net here.
I beg your apologies. That is no penalty. It was just played with a high stick. From where the referee was standing, it looked like there might be another penalty there, but no, just played with the high stick. And so we stay 5-on-5 after the successful kill on the Beaver Toyota penalty kill. Snap shot, stopped by Hyder. On the rebound, they score. Cam Hausinger came in hot, put one in on Hyder. The rebound right back to his stick, and he makes it a 2-0 Greenville lead.
Yeah, good play by Hausinger there. Driving wide to the left side, puts a shot on net. Hyder kicks it out. Hausinger, good job following up his rebound, putting that one in. 2-0 lead for Greenville here early in this third period.
And that was an interesting play. Hausinger kind of just snuck on in.
Just gritty.
Got towards the goal, and Hyder just couldn't get a hand on that puck. It's one of those play until the whistle style plays. Cam Hausinger with the score makes it 2-0 Greenville.
Yeah, I thought the Gladiators had a really good kill there to open the third period. You would have liked to have seen them grab momentum there and get going, but it goes the opposite way, and Greenville's got a 2-0 lead here.
Hausinger's team leading fourth goal of the year adds to the Greenville lead. It is 2-0. Atlanta trying to go on the attack. They get to the end wall. Francis is there working with Lynn. Francis tries to escape the pressure put on by Shandor. Quick touch to the middle. Boudon fires wide. Now right point shot by Mateer goes into traffic. Greenville's got that covered as well. Shandor back around the cage to Murray. And a quick centering feed. One-timer, score! It's Louis Boudon. 2-1.
Great forecheck there by Ryan Francis, getting on heavy on the puck. Brings it around the net. Boudon wide open in the slot. One-timer goes low blocker. Gladiators cut the Greenville lead in half here.
That's exactly what the Gladiators needed. Louis Boudon gets his second goal of the season. And good puck movement there from the Gladiators in the Greenville zone. It looked like the Swamp Rabbits were trying their hardest to get the Gladiators as far away from the puck as possible, but Atlanta able to stick with it. Quick one-timer from Boudon between the circles has Atlanta on the board. It looks like it was a steal behind the net. Francis to Boudon. One swift flow. And the Gladiators are on the board, 2-1. Turnover by Burns. Right side shot by O'Reilly, blockered away by Hyder. And now these kids are buzzing a little bit more. Very happy to see a goal. And the difference is just one again. Burns trying to squirm out of the board battle on the near side. Ends up coming to Berg. Want to get a shot away, but Burns catches up to him on the back check. Scardina jolts it to Nolan. Pass across, whacked away. And so the Gladiators will possess back behind Hyder.
Gladiators goal! With their head coach Ricky's first goal of the game, scored by number 29, alternate captain.
Puck rolls in on Seville. He'll freeze. Go wild last couple minutes we just saw here at Gas South Arena. Gladiators surrender another goal. Ends up being 2-0, but then quickly get it right back. Louis Boudon gets on the board for Atlanta, his second of the year from Ryan Francis to make it a 2-1 game. Face off to the right of Seville with 16:34 left in the third. So plenty of time for a potential Gladiators comeback, and we've seen that out of them before. Think back to opening night when Atlanta was able to come back and defeat Utah. We've seen the Gladiators play with the lead for majority of this season. If the Gladiators do come back to win this game, it would be the largest deficit overcoming a victory. Again, as we mentioned, the Gladiators have done such a good job of scoring the first goal of the game. Again, 5 out of what is now the first 7 games of the year, the Gladiators have scored the first goal of the game. They haven't really had to play from behind all that much, but in the instances that they have been able to come back and win. Cipolone will take this face-off against Polino. And a bit of a false start here, so let's dig out some more stat nuggets. How about that? So the second period, think about the dominance that we saw from Greenville. I thought that the Gladiators were lucky to skate out of that period with only 1 goal against, because the 19 shots that the Gladiators gave up in the second period were the most that they've given up in any period so far this year. Greenville wins that faceoff that we had waited a very long time to see. They end up working their way down to the end wall. And just as quickly as they got there, the Gladiators come bursting out. Sylvester taps it down to the opposite end. Atlanta looks to get something started in the offensive zone. We'll have to wait until next time, though. Greenville gets out to center. Lino from the right side. Try to feed it back to the middle. Quick touch. Mastrodonado across. Did not connect with Isagai. I believe that was Singleton again, not Mastrodonado. That 9 and 8 look very similar. Sylvester, left side shot, shouldered away by Seville. Centering feed was away from Young. Right side shot into the gullet of Seville, but the rebound is available. And now Young gets taken down at the end wall. Puck is grabbed by the Swamp Rabbits. Polino gets out to the red line, and he'll just rip it into Gladiator territory. And the puck will actually go out of play, so clock stops with 15:40 left in the third.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity for Isagai there on the setup from Singleton. Singleton going cross ice to Isagai. Looked like the puck just rolled on him. Isagai couldn't get much on him. He just chipped it wide there. Gladiators lucky. This game's still 2-1.
Greenville now up to 30 shots on goal in this game. Atlanta with 21. Conroy has it at the left wing. Bombards it off the Far side corner wall ends up angling to Atkinson. Walter in the vicinity, putting on a little bit of heat, ends up on his backside, but still reaching for the puck. Battle ensues in the near corner. Greenville able to muscle it through center. Batier will chase after it. No icing. They come together again, this time in the same corner, the Gladiators zone. With it there is Conroy, able to free it from the wall. Gets it up to the neutral zone for Denemy. Glances off of his stick, and now Austin Saint and the Swamp Rabbits will possess. Murray shuffles it in, around to the left wing. Getting there is O'Hara. He's boxed off the puck with a nice check from Matier. Puck comes to Conroy, who quickly leaves it for Francis. He'll swiftly weave his way to the blue line. Puck is stripped away by Saint. And now an offside is called on Greenville with 14:33 left in the third.
Yeah, Ryan Francis trying to carry the puck out of his zone there. Just turned it over. Greenville tries to come back inside. Saint was caught back. Offsides here. Gladiators will have a face-off right outside their own zone here.
Ryan Francis is such a shifty player. He's very hard to catch up to using his speed, and he's very good at moving around on the ice and throwing a bunch of shoulder fakes and using that speed to juke out defenders. Stay out there for this shift as the puck goes down to the end wall. Turnover from Les, and a shot goes wide of Hyder. Gladiators need to be a bit more careful with the puck here. Here's a turnover again. Shandor a shot. It's blocked in front, and Les has the rebound.
Couple bad turnovers from that pair of Les and Jarvis. First one, Les just not looking up the wing, gets turned over. The other one, Jarvis tries to center it. Greenville picks it off and gets another good opportunity.
Here is Jarvis from the red line, wrapping it around the boards. Greenville will get a touch on it as the Gladiators elect to just make a wholesale change. Back behind that play during that change, Kalen Lind got caught up to with the Swamp Rabbit. No penalty there. And it comes in on the left side. Burns loves it down. Backhands it to Scardina. From low to high they go. Nychuk across. An open space is Furiolo. That space quickly evaporates, and so he's forced to make a quick play. Gets it back at the right point. Jams it around the boards to the near side. Scardina gets there for Atlanta. Bowling Green product. Tapped off the puck by O'Reilly. He now skitters to the right side. Puts a shot on goal, steered away by Hyder. Rebound grab by Nolan. Dangerous pass towards the middle, intercepted by Nychuk. Left point shot ends up working its way to Hyder. He's able to shuffle it away. Nolan now from the right side. Drops his stick and gets to the neutral zone, and not much more. It broke on him. Hausinger from the right side shoots, goes through the crease and out the other side. And now Francis make that Burns, tries to skate into it on the right side, ends up going to Seville, and he'll freeze with 12:35 left in the third. And a bit of a delay on the game clock there. They might get that fixed up during the break. It's Greenville 2, Atlanta 1. We're back after this.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
More than just cookies. Lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Game's broken out a little bit here in the third period. One goal on either side. It's a 2-1 Greenville lead with The Swamp Rabbits goal coming from Cam Hausinger, 1:36 into the period, and just moments after that, Louis Boudon, 2:10 into the third, scores for the Gladiators from Ryan Francis to make it a 2-1 score with 12:31 left in the third. These kids have been awesome. This has been an amazing crowd here today. And for those of you who do not know, this Education Day game, 10:30 start time was because all these kids could make it out to today's game off a field trip, learn about hockey, as each kid was supplied with a workbook that is hockey related and STEM related as well. So it's a good educational experience for kids in the greater Atlanta area, and they're certainly having a good time. Very happy they could all make it out here today. Ryan Conroy to the neutral zone, finds Sylvester on the left wing wall, has it stolen away. It is Singleton who's putting together another great game for Greenville. Drops it over to Polino, gets his way to the corner, and not much more. Shaken down by Conroy, Mateer and the Gladiators break out. Soft pass, Cipollone on the move. Over to Sylvester, back to the middle, looking for Cipollone, and was a couple feet behind him. Clearing attempt, Sylvester keeps it in, although they say he plays with a high stick. I'm not too sure I agree with that one, but clock stops with 11:52 left in the third. Looks like Sylvester kind of batted that about elbow height.
Yeah, I didn't think
they
it
do
was
blow it dead.
as high as the referees thought, but faceoff's going to come outside the Greenville zone here.
All in all, to this point, Gladiators 0 for 3 on the power play, 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Special teams not really playing a huge factor in today's game. All goals have been scored 5-on-5. Jarvis brings it around the boards to the far side. Greenville able to sky it to the neutral zone. It's a foot race, but ends up being all for naught as the puck ends up going out of play.
Yep, they're going to say puck was tipped coming out of play here, so no delay of game on Greenville. We'll remain 5-on-5 with the faceoff in Greenville zone.
And that's a big break for the Swamp Rabbits.
Yep.
Face off to the left of Seville. He is stopped, 21 of 22 to this point. Les, long try, steered away by the stick of Seville. Greenville able to skate it through center. Well, to the right side for Saint, back the other way, and a drop pass for a shot by Peterson is stopped by Hyder. Rebound comes to Denemy, skates it upwards, jabs it to the left side. Walter tries to get to it in time, but Greenville beats him to it. Swamp Rabbits now go up ice. It's Saint working against Furiolo. Puck pinballs around to the high slot. It is loose still as it works its way over to the boards as Denemy chips it to the line, but not out. Good keep by Saint. Puck goes behind the goal line, 9 minutes into the third period. Walter shuffles it to the neutral zone, gets off for a line change. Kids starter, let's go Glads chant. Atlanta down by 1. Turnover, Boudon tries to stretch it up to Francis, pass just a tad away. He does skate into it, deep in enemy territory. Ryan Francis on the move. From the left point, tries to swerve around Mastro Donato. Unable to do it. The Maestro able to steal it away. He'll tip it into Gladiator territory where Nychuk will push it over to the left side for Lid. One touch pass, Boudon's on the run. Boudon down the middle with a goal today. Couldn't get another shot off as it was poked away from him at the last moment. Now here's a thunderous check by Kalen Lind. Deep in Greenville territory, he laid the boom on Jack Brackett. Now the puck goes out of play with 10:06 left in the third.
Yeah, Hyder makes a big save in his own zone there. If the Gladiators are going to come back in this game, remember that save by Hyder, because that one was huge. Point-blank opportunity. Hyder standing tall and making a huge save there.
And Ethan Hyder has had a really good day despite the score at this point. Has stopped 33 of 35 and has faced a heavy workload. In fact, has the most shots that any Gladiator goaltender has seen so far this season. And with 10:06 left in the third, you got to figure that his workload is going to be increased a little bit more by the end of the day. Neutral zone face-off. Scardina on that fourth line will take it with Burns and Nolan. Greenville wins that face-off. Nolan on the forecheck, applying some pressure, with Murray possessing from his own end. Tips it off the stick of Brackett and in. Hyder out to play it. Heaves it over to the near side, intended for Burns. Stays in the zone. And the Swamp Rabbits will sky it out of play. The back behind Hyder. Murray was one who rainbowed that out of play, and we've got another timeout on the ice. It's Greenville 2 and Atlanta 1. Can the Gladiators come back for another victory? We'll find out when we come back on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Back at Gas South Arena, 2-1 is your score. Greenville scored the first two, Atlanta the next. The difference is 1. Shot by Murray goes wide of Hyder. Cipollone takes a thunderous check in front of his own bench. O'Reilly the one that laid the boom there. Gladiators dump it down, almost a turnover from Seville. And the forecheck was McNamee. Puck trickles back down to Atlanta ice. Conroy working against Brackett, and now 2 more players on either side come crashing in, and Cipollone able to weasel away. Brushes it across to McNamee. Cross ice pass into the far corner. Cipollone gets there, but 2 more Swamp Rabbits come in, and Greenville takes it up ice. 3-on-3 the other way. Singleton using his speed to his advantage, able to locate O'Reilly. Pass out in front, broken up by the Gladiators defense, and now McNamee gains the red line and just floats it down to the end wall. Walter gets there for Atlanta. On his backhand, delays, looking for Young. He's able to tap it over to Denemy at the end wall. Takes a check there from Berg. Puck continues its way towards the near side. Young gets there for Atlanta. Working with Denemy, they dig deeper. Young on his forehand from the corner, plays it up top to Furiolo. Furiolo shoots into traffic, does get deflected, but it hops into the open arms of Seville, who freezes with 8:15 to go.
Yeah, good movement there by this Gladiators third line. And in the offensive zone there, puck gets cycled up to Furiolo, gets a good shot towards the net, gets tipped, trickles in on Seville. But the Gladiators, they're looking more like themselves in this third period. I thought they've had a pretty good start to this third period. Just like to see them put another one in the back of the net here before time runs out on them.
There is still plenty of time right now. 8:15 left in the third period. The difference is only 1. Boudon out there with Lind and Francis. That line has been dangerous at times. Of course, Boudon and Francis did combine for the Gladiators' lone goal to this point. Watch out for them here with Furiolo and Nychuk manning the blue line. Face-off is won by the Gladiators. Lind into the near corner. Grinds it up top to Nychuk. Nychuk shimmies to the left and fires. Kicked away by Seville. There was a Gladiator in the vicinity looking for a tip, but did not get it. Now Lind bumps into Jejong. Greenville skates it free. 3-on-1 up ice for the Swamp Rabbits. Savoy shoots and scores.
Just an unlucky bounce there for the Gladiators. Nychuk on a pinch. Francis rotates out high. Just gets beat. Savoy comes in on the 2-on-1. Goes low glove on Hyder. Greenville extends their lead back to 2 here.
Carter Savoy is able to bury it into the back of the net, and Greenville's 2-goal lead is restored. With 7:47 left in the third. Conroy with it from behind Hyder. Gladiators now staring down the barrel of a 2-goal hole again. Cipollone taps it to Sylvester. Tried to go straight towards the net, but ended up getting bundled up by 3 Swamp Rabbits. And Greenville will possess again. Polino from the red line lifts it into Gladiator territory. Walter there for Atlanta, or excuse me, Mateer there for Atlanta to grab it. Mateer stretches it up to Burns, loses an edge, does get back to his feet. Cross he goes to Jarvis. Pops over his stick, and now Greenville's got it again. We'll see how aggressive the Gladiators are here, down by 2. We haven't seen them in this situation yet this season. Interesting to see how they play this. Scardina cuts towards the goal. Scardina with a chance, and Seville stops that. Scardina back up to his feet, grinding away in the far corner. A couple of pushes given on either side. No penalties called. Greenville with it again. As O'Hare makes his way into the attacking end. Furiolo to Young. Now Burns across to Nolan. Quick passing from the Gladiators as they get a partial change behind the scenes. Alex Young leaves it for Furiolo. Left point shot blocked. Young keeps it in. To Walter. Broken up. Aggressive play from De Jong. And now here's a chance for Brackett. Walter catches up to him on the back check. Now Brackett gets it back. Brackett to the slot. Brackett shoots. Save made by Hyder. Puck is loose, and Ethan Hyder's got it.
Gladiators having trouble handling puck on that shift. Just couldn't seem to find clean possession of it. And it ends up with the puck on the stick of Greenville. And a good chance out front on Hyder. Hyder alert. Makes a big save there to keep this game at 2.
Yep. Ethan Hyder has been good today. But it is the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. They have a 3-1 lead with 5:35 left in the third. Can the Gladiators make it a comeback? We'll find out. We come back to Gas South Arena after this.
Desserts are popping up on Crumble's menu.
More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Greenville Swamp Rabbits have put on a show offensively here today. They are closing in on 40 shots on goal in this contest. Ethan Hyder has been phenomenal here today. He stopped 36 of 39, but sometimes the levee breaks. And the Swamp Rabbits have done a good job of putting on pressure. They've been rewarded with 3 goals because of it. Brackett, with an offensive zone face-off win, tries to power towards the net. Conroy stands him up. Well, Carson Denemy and the Gladiators will try and escape this 2-goal hole and tie this game. Denemy has it in the far corner of his zone. It's the Conroy, now Matier on the left wing. The 6'6" defenseman tried to shuffle it across, ends up whacking a stick out of a Swamp Rabbit's hand in the process. Puck comes back out to center ice. Matier over to Jarvis. It's Walter on the run. Isaac Walter, toe drag shot, steered away easily by Seville. Almost a turnover in front. Gladiators get it. Jarvis left side shot, kick, save, Seville. Rebound, second chance. Walter stopped by Seville. It's been that kind of day for the Gladiators offensively, and it's been that kind of day for Isaiah Seville too. He has been excellent for Greenville.
Yeah, Walter, right idea. Grabbed his own rebound. Went behind the net and then turned back, tried to center it for Linder Boudon in the slot. Just couldn't connect. You're right, guy. It's been that kind of day for the Gladiators today.
Puck ends up going to Hyder. He slows it down, gives it to Les, and now with 4 minutes left in the third, the Gladiators need to get something going here. Francis looking to supply it, rolls it in on goal. Seville freezes, and now afterwards, looks like Lind ended up in the blue paint, and Keelan Lind's one of those players where you look at his stature, not the biggest guy in the world, also very young, playing in his rookie season, standing at 6'1", 163. Look at him, he's not the biggest guy in the world. You wouldn't think he'd be all that scrappy. Oh, yes, he is. He will get down into those dirty areas, and he will be a thorn in the opposition side. And now, here's the Gladiators' big break. Shandor going to the box, and I believe Gladiators are headed to the Eco-Electric power play. So, Andrew, this is the opportunity for the Gladiators to make this a one-goal game, and you think if they can do that quickly, time is on their side. Might have a game here.
Yeah, good on Lind. Going to the net. They're looking for a puck. Shandor trying to clear him out. Takes a penalty there. Gladiators with good opportunity on the power play here. Get within one.
Greenville shore-handed. Singleton shot stopped by the blocker of Hyder. McNamee flies through the neutral zone, drifts towards his right. Tries to feed it towards the middle. Nychuk to the right side, Sylvester. Down low, in the middle, one-timer by Young, and Seville made the stop.
Gladiators pulling their goalie here, going 6-on-4.
Nychuk quarterbacking things from the blue line. At the left point, surveys. Feeds it to the right side, makes its way to Sylvester. Back to Nychuk, trying to find a man down low on the near side in Young, but a defensive stick by Greenville sends the puck out of play with 3:01 left in the third.
Yeah, it was just a great stick by Mastro Donato there. Nychuk from the point, trying to go cross ice to Francis. Mastro Donato getting a stick in the lane, forcing this one out of play. Well, looks like we're going to have a timeout here.
Good eye. And it will be Matt Ginn calling the timeout here, and Zach Fennell's got the whiteboard for the Gladiators as they look to draw up a play here. And I believe that is the first time this season that Matt Ginn has used his timeout. Again, the Gladiators have not been in this situation at all this season, so I'm curious to see how aggressive they are here. 6-on-4 action, power play for Atlanta. You think about the personnel out there and the space that they have to do this. What do you think Zach Fennell's drawing up on the whiteboard down there?
Yeah, he's going to want McNamee in front of the net. That's how he has them line up on their usual power play formation. McNamee's a big body. You want him out in front, creating traffic, creating screens. He's going to have Nychuk out front. Nychuk's a good mover of the puck. He's good at quarterbacking this power play here. Then I'm looking at Francis and Sylvester on the half walls here, both of them on their one-timer sides. And then you'll probably throw Boudon and Young, have them low to the slot bumper area. They can interchange there. Just looking for quick plays to one of those guys in front of the net here.
Face off to the left of Seville. It'll be Young to take it. For Atlanta, his opposition is Polino. Young wins it. Nychuk at the right point. Feeds it over to the right side for Young. Now back up top to Nychuk. Has Boudon, left side shot, kick, save. Francis right there with the rebound, and he can't get a shot away. Was tied up by Murray. Puck goes to the end wall. Time tripping off 47 seconds left on the power play. Nychuk, high slot, doesn't shoot, feeds it right side. Young dangling a bit. Back to Nychuk. Creeps on in, doesn't shoot again. Young takes it in. Cross it goes to Boudon. Nychuk the trailer, and his shot gets deflected wide. Young down low, connects with McNamee. Young from the right circle, floats on in. Doesn't shoot, puck rolled off his stick. Atkinson was there defending. Boudon from the left point, holds down low. Francis, deflection, does not go. It's another stop by Seville. 10 seconds left on the power play. Nychuk holds and shoots, deflection goes wide. McNamee was waiting for it, takes it in below the goal line. Young right circle, moves his way to the slot, puck goes across, Greenville breaks it up. Murray fires and clears. Out of the box is Shandor, no icing. Shandor picks it up. Can't find a trailer. Gladiators will possess, still down by 2 with 100 seconds to go.
Yeah, I thought the Gladiators did a lot of good things on that power play. Seville just stood tall. Seville's been awesome today for Greenville, and that was a big highlight there on that 6-on-4.
Puck held in at the line. Mateer to Conroy from the left point, slides it down low. Quickly back up top. Mateer winds, fires. It is blocked. Mastrodonato got in front of it. Francis now from the near side. Scurries up top in a hurry. Drifts and shoots. Pops wide of Seville. 1:06 to go as they cluster up in the corner.
There's 1 minute.
1 minute to go in the third period. Puck still in the corner. Greenville content to just hammer it out down there. Puck leaks free. Francis shoots and it goes wide. Now on the left wing, Conroy pokes it to Denemy. On his forehand, finds Cipolo behind the cage. Back to Denemy. Stuff attempt. That would not go. Seville another stop. Conroy over to Mateer. At the right point, returns it to Conroy. Center shot, deflected wide. Boudon gets a stick on it. He has the rebound. 6-on-5 here. Mateer from the left point shoots. Blocked again. Singleton gets in front. Cipolone, right circle. Gathers the puck, feeds it to Conroy. Up top, it's Boudon, and he stretches out but can't keep it in. 10 seconds left in the third. We'll go across to the right wing, Conroy. Cipolone comes right back in, feeds it to the middle. Time's going to run out, and the Greenville Swamp Rabbits come in today on Education Day. They get a 3-1 victory. But not without some parting words. A couple of parting gifts from the Gladiators. Bit of a skirmish to end play here today. And a little bit of a see you next time when these two teams get together on November 22nd, right back here at Gas South Arena.
Yeah, what a day for Isaiah Seville. He came up huge there in that third period. Those last 5 minutes between pulling the goalie and the power play, Gladiators had a lot of really good pressure, a lot of really good opportunities on him, and Seville just stood tall and made some big saves there to preserve this 2-goal victory for Greenville.
Isaiah Seville picks up his second win of the season, and let's not forget about what Ethan Heiner did here today. He's 37 of 40. Very good effort from number 31 in white. But all in all, the Gladiators just stymied offensively here today, and largely due in part to Seville. He was fantastic for Greenville when he had to be, and the Gladiators, again, you think about the power play, 0 for 4. They did have their chances in today's game. Talk about that coming up on the post-game show when we come back in 1 minute here to Gas South Arena. Once again, your final score, Greenville 3 and Atlanta 1.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Greenville skates out of the building with a 3-1 victory, handing the Gladiators their first loss of the year. 3 stars of the game. Number 3, Louis Boudon for the Gladiators. Wearing number 29 is the 3rd star of the day. Ends up with a goal here in this game that was the only one that snuck its way by Isaiah Seville. As the 2nd star of today's game is Tate Singleton, who had the first goal of the day for Greenville. Singleton ends the day with 1 goal, and then first star of the day should come to no surprise to anybody, as it is Isaiah Seville who comes into the building and stops 33 of 34. So the Gladiators do put together a good effort in the 3rd period to get some shots on goal, but Seville, seems like everything he saw, he stopped. And what can you say, Andrew? It feels like, to a certain extent, the Gladiators here today got goalie.
Yeah, certainly. I was saying it to you with the break there, Guy. I feel like the Gladiators, they ran into a hot goalie. Seville, you weren't scoring 2 on him today. You know, it was a tough turnover on the Boudon goal that they got one by Seville. It was just a great setup by Francis, but then Seville locked it down. You know, the Gladiators, they got the power play towards the end of the 3rd period. They pull the goalie to go 6-on-4, and Seville made some huge saves. Francis had a tip out front. Denemy had a good look out front. Boudon had a good look out front. So Gladiators generated some opportunities towards the end of that 3rd period, but Seville was just better.
Here's how it all broke down. So no scoring in the 1st period, and that's back-to-back first periods that the Gladiators have not scored a first-period goal in this year. And so think about South Carolina, no goal in the 1st period there. Here today, no goal in the 1st period, but on the flip side, the defense playing well in the 1st period. They hold the Greenville Swamp Rabbits off the board, but you get to the 2nd period, and you saw some bending, and then finally it broke. Greenville broke through, got the first goal of the day. Tate Singleton from Kenta Isogai. 9:46 into the 2nd period, has the game's first goal, and Greenville really didn't look back after that as we rolled to the 3rd period, and it doesn't get much better for the Gladiators. And you think about going back to that 2nd period, the shot count at that point was Greenville outshot the Gladiators 19-10 in that 2nd period. So after 1 period of play, it was 9-8 in favor of the Gladiators. We saw that against South Carolina, thought that the 2nd period might be a little bit more of the same. It was not. Greenville really put on the pressure, really turned it on. Again, 19-10, Greenville outshoots Atlanta in the 2nd period. And you go to the 3rd, and it's a much better effort from the Gladiators late, but it just wasn't enough. And so the shot count there in the 3rd is 15-13 in favor of the Gladiators, but that's because a lot of those chances came late in the game with the net empty and the Gladiators on the power play. So in the 3rd period, Greenville extended their lead, 1:36 into the 3rd period with a goal from Cam Hausinger. Odd play. He was kind of just able to sneak towards the net, put a couple of chances in on Hyder. Hyder made the initial save, but could not grab the rebound, and so Hausinger is able to get his 4th goal of the season from Atkinson and Shandor to make it a 2-0 Greenville lead. But hang on. The Gladiators were able to work their way back into things as 2:10 into the 3rd period. Louis Boudon scores from Ryan Francis, and that was a really nice play, Andrew. Tell me what you saw there.
Yeah, it was just a great forecheck by Ryan Francis. Greenville tries to take it back behind their net. Francis cuts him off. Good stick lift, grabbing the puck. Boudon, recognizing that Francis was going to get that puck. No one on him in the slot. He just posts up right in the slot. Great little pass there by Francis to Boudon. Boudon, nice one-timer. Low block here to pull the Gladiators between one.
And the Gladiators trying to fight back into that game, but Carter Savoy from Keaton Mastrodonado and Parker Berg scores 12-13 into the 3rd period, and that would be the dagger for the Gladiators. And as you said before, able to get 1 past Isaiah Seville here today, but you weren't going to get 2. He was just that good here today for Greenville. And you think about the fact that Seville was sensational for Greenville, but it also feels like there was a couple of missed opportunities for the Gladiators in this game, so let's talk about that. I felt like the power play, we've talked about it struggling coming into today's game. Atlanta had their chances to steal this game away. They go 0 for 4 on the power play. They do go 1 for 1 on the penalty kill, so the PK stays hot, but the power play had a couple of opportunities to bring the Gladiators back to life in this game, and they did not.
Yeah, I think that makes it, 0 for 16 in their last 16 power plays for the Gladiators. But I will say their power play, especially the first unit, they looked a little better today. I thought they generated some more opportunities, some more good looks. They had those 2 power plays in the second period where I thought they grabbed momentum for those 2 minutes, and then they went back to 5-on-5 play, and it was all Greenville after that. So I thought they had a better day on the power play. Still 0 for 16 in their last 16. Still room to improve.
The Gladiators have not scored a power play goal since Chad Nychuk scored on the man advantage in the first period of the 2-0 win over the Everblades in South Florida. And so you think about the power play, those woes continue, and I felt like the first period was really not the Gladiators' best effort, and in the second period, the floodgates broke open, and Greenville was kind of just running around helter-skelter all throughout the course of the game, and so it's very stark in contrast to what we saw against South Carolina on Sunday, where that first period there looked very similar to what we saw here today, and so we thought that the second period might be a little bit similar to that, but it really wasn't. And the Swamp Rabbits really had their way in the second period, and I told you at the top of the third, I felt like the Gladiators were lucky that it was only a 1-goal game at that point, because it felt like the Greenville Swamp Rabbits were stomping all over the Gladiators there in the second period.
Yeah, and that's all credit to Ethan Hyder. I thought Hyder had a really good day today. He gave up 3. He saved 37 of 40 shots, which that still puts him above a 900 save percentage. I thought Hyder had a really good day today. A lot of times he made the first save and his defensemen were able to clear out rebounds. That Hossinger goal, it was a tough bounce, tough rebound that he just couldn't make that second save on. The other 2 goals he was just beat cleanly on. The first one, the Singleton goal, looked like a seeing eye shot through a screen. That just beat him clean. And the second one, it was a 2-on-1 where he just looked like he was playing the pass a little too much, and he got picked low glove there. But I thought overall, Hyder had a good day. And the Gladiators, they looked pretty decent in their own zone defending. They just couldn't generate much offense today.
And so the Greenville Swamp Rabbits with the win get back to 500. They've won their last 3. Greenville improves to 4-4. Atlanta falls to 6-1. And there are no more unbeaten teams in the ECHL. Atlanta will now head to the road for their next 4 games, as we will be in Jacksonville to take on the Icemen for the first time this season on Friday night. You can watch that game on Flow Sports or listen in right here on our YouTube audio stream. And Jacksonville's another team that plays very similar to what we saw South Carolina do on Sunday. Maybe a little bit better defensively are the Icemen, and they're off to a hot start this season as well. And so we'll get to see Jacksonville on Friday, as the Icemen are currently sitting at 5-2 on the year, right behind the Gladiators. And then on Saturday, we'll see the Savannah Ghost Pirates again. Both of those games having a 7 o'clock puck drop called a 6:40 pregame show right here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. And then next weekend, Gladiators still on the road, as we'll be in South Carolina and Charleston for another match with the Stingrays, and then right back to Jacksonville on the 15th to round out the road trip. And then when you come back home, get Greenville again. So we're going to see a lot of South Carolina, Jacksonville, and Greenville over about the next month or so. Those 3 teams, we're going to become very familiar with those 3. So the Gladiators here today, they do fall to Greenville, but there's plenty of opportunities to make up that ground, especially against the Swamp Rabbits, considering these 2 teams will meet 13 more times this season. So all in all, Andrew, had to happen at some point. The road to 72-0 is over, but some would say the road to 71-1 is still in place. So this Gladiators team, they're not dead yet. Still very early in the season. It's 1 loss. You've got plenty more games to go. I think this Gladiators team is going to be just fine, and I think this might be a good learning moment for this Gladiators squad, because it humbles you a little bit, gets you ready for a nice road trip starting in Jacksonville. That's going to be another tough test for this Gladiators squad.
Yeah, of course, it had to happen at some point. Like you were saying, you weren't going to go 72-0. It had to happen at some point. But I thought they had a lot to build on in this game, especially as we talked about the power play. If they get that power play clicking a little bit more, they're slumping right now. You get that power play clicking a little bit more, they're going to pot a couple more. Today they had 4 opportunities. They pot 2 of those, were going to overtime,
Yep.
So I think if just building blocks, they just got to get going a little bit more here, little setback today, but I thought they had a great weekend last weekend. They come in here this morning, tough start time, 10:30 start time. Yep. Tough day here, but, they go on the road this weekend. Let's see if they can regroup on the road.
7 games down, 65 to go. And the next one is in Jacksonville, Florida on Friday night. 7 o'clock, puck drop, 6:40 pregame show. We'll have it all for you here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, on Flow Sports, and YouTube. That'll wrap up our coverage here today. Get out of here a little bit earlier than usual with the early start time, as it was a fun time for all the kids here on Education Day. I want to say a big thank you to the schools that came out, and a big shout out to the kids. They supplied the energy. They supplied the noise. They were awesome here today. And so it was good to see all the kids in attendance with their workbooks and learning about hockey here today. So we'll see them back in March for our second school day game against the Florida Everblades. Really looking forward to that one. Once again, your final score is Greenville 3, Atlanta 1. Thank you for watching this presentation of the ECHL. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good afternoon and so long, and we'll see you in Jacksonville on Friday night. Take care.